Hello, hello, hello. I'm back. I know I was supposed to be on earlier, but I got busy. Your girl had meetings. But hi, I'm here now, and let's go through some Kenzie text messages. Let's just hang out, have a good time. Happy Monday. Busy day for me over here. I hope you guys had a good weekend, and welcome back. Let's see. We are reading Kenzie Shirilla text messages. I believe we left off on February 11th. We'll try to get through February. I don't know how well that's going to work. I don't know how long February is. I don't remember. I guess I could go back to the playlist and check. But anyways, there is a Kenzie playlist if you're interested in the readings that we have done before or anything related to the case. So thank you for being here. Chat rules for YouTube purposes. Please misspell spicy words. Please stay on topic. It's very distracting when there's other things going on. And please, 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 no politics. Don't want any of that going on while we're trying to get through the text messages. So thank you guys for being here. Let me say hello to everyone really quick, and then we will get started on the messages. I see Evie, I see Tippy, Robert, Psycho, hello, hello. Guys, I'm getting caught up on this case, and Kenzie is straight up crazy. This case is wild. Yes, it is. Thank you for catching up on it. Abuelitas, Taz, Mom, I need my Kenzie fix. Okay, I saw Crease, I saw Anton. Hello, Glenda. Vanjie, Chuck's, hello, hello, hello. Hope everyone is having, it doesn't matter. It's just the chat rules. I hope everyone has had a great day. Good to see you, Chucks. Let's see. I'm on countdown. I know. Thank you, Alicia. I didn't see her in chat. Thank you for the cash app. I appreciate you. And hello, hello. Thank you, Chucks, for gifting a membership. Ooh, let's see who got it. I have to go to another screen. We will be doing Jody and Brian Koberger tomorrow. Didn't get to it today. Jules got the membership. Yay! No, you're fine, Alicia. Thank you, Chucks, for gifting, and Jules, welcome to the membership. Hey, Robert, and hey, Alicia, there you are. Thank you for the cash app. It did not show my new membership tag last time. Yeah, and it's changing. I'm removing the most expensive level. So if your membership gets canceled, it just means you have to sign up for the next level down. So I'm removing one of them, I believe. Hello, Sunshine. Good to see you. Okay. Let's see. Pulling up the text now. Okay. Let's see. Yes. Okay. Let me go back a few because I want to see what we left off on. It's been a day. Let me know if you guys can hear background noise too. I hope you don't hear my heater and stuff. So she was saying, bet I woke up so uncomfortable. Yeah, we left off on 211. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so Kenzie says, how's school? Dom says, it's good. 10:13 a.m. Kenzie says, I'm about to go. I really don't want to go today. Dom says, it's literally only 3 hours of not doing shit. She says, it's just going that I don't like. Just seeing all the work just stresses me out. I hate it. Dom says, just do it. She says, I got all my math printed. It's a lot better. You help me with it though. And I'm currently getting spammed by Phil. Dom says, nice. Kenzie says, are you going to help me with math? Dom says, I'll try. She says, okay, next time I see you, I'll show you. What are you doing today? At 1:00 p.m. Dom says, I don't know, for real, probably chilling with Kyle and Sheen or going to rec. Kenzie says, Maddie works today and I was going to ask to hang out, but it's cool if you're doing that. If you end up not doing any of that, hit me up or maybe tonight. Dom says, okay. Kenzie says, what are you doing? At 3:04 p.m. She says, I'm so bored. She says, Dom. He says, chilling with Kyle and Sheen. She says, why you been ignoring me? She says, I'm doing a tan right now. Dom says, I've been doing shit. She says, do you think you will want to hang out later? At 5:14 p.m. And then she says at 6:35, want to chill at 8? Dom says, I don't know, maybe. She says, okay, just let me know. I gotta wait like 4 hours to wash the tan off. Dom says, LOL, I'll probably come get you after they leave. She says, bet, I'm washing the tan off at 7:30 probably. Showering right now, she says at 7:30 p.m. Then she says, why you not answer? She questions her own message. Dom says, I'm playing video games. She says, oh, trying to hang out right now. I can get a ride if you're not trying to leave the house. Dom says, no, I'm about to leave to get high, I think. She says, oh, then can you just swoop? If you're about to leave, or is Kyle and Sheen still there? I want you to see my tan. Dom says, no, they're here. I don't know if I want to chill though. She says, I want to chill, LOL. It will be fun and you will get to see my tan. Dude, Kenzie, he doesn't give a shit about your tan. Like, what? Hi, Tyler. Hey, Jules. Hey, Jesse. Hey, everyone that I missed just getting in here. No one gives a shit about your tan. What was the last convo about? I think they were fighting per usual. Hey, Monica. Did I see? Hey, Sarah Woods. Good to see you. And pizza. No one here. No one cares about your chit tan. No one does care. That's funny. Okay, she says, it will be fun and you will get to see my tan. And I could run out my house in like 3 seconds. I'm pretty much ready to just dip. Dom says, I'll let you know. Kenzie says, okay, let me know soon. I'm trying to leave the house. What you thinking? She says at 8:25 p.m. Dom says, I'm not home. She says, when you're on the way home, will you scoop? Babe? She says, Dom says, I'm already home at 8:42 p.m. She says, oh, well, I could still get a ride over if you want to hang. Dom says, maybe, I'll let you know. She says, I want to come. Dom says, I know. She says, I'm really bored. I've just been in my room all day, so please let me know, like, ASAP. And I want you to see my tan really bad. He says, okay, I'll let you know. She says, okay, try 2 before 9. I don't want to get sleepy. Dom says, I'm already tired. Kenzie says, then we can cuddle. It will be fun, and I'll only be over for 2 hours. Please, babe? LOL. Question mark, question mark, question mark. And then she questions her question marks. Dom says, probably not. She says, come on. She emphasizes her message. Please, babe, I want to come lay with you. Can you at least FaceTime me? He says, no, babe. She says, you can't even effing FaceTime me? Are you serious? He says, I'm about to eat and go to bed. She says, I want to hang out with you. So can we hang out tomorrow, please? I'm getting a little sick and I've been sad all day because I feel like shit. Just FaceTime for a little, please. He says, maybe before I go to bed. She says, okay, babe, just let me know. She says at 9:42, this tea isn't even working. So gay. FaceTime me. He says, not right now. She says, what are you doing? FaceTime. He says, I'm about to sleep. I'll just text you tomorrow. She says, that was at 10:14. Then it jumps to the next, 10:14 p.m. And then it jumps to the next morning at 8:38. She says, morning. He says, good morning. She says, how you doing? I feel a little better. She says, yo, answer me. Oh, I guess he didn't answer her all day because it goes from 9:47 to 4:42. So he ignored her. She says, yo, answer. Open Insta. When are you coming? He says, I'm about to come in a sec. Why? She says, LOL, okay. She says, think about me and you chilling. He says, here. That was at 5:33. And then he says, here. She says, KK. She says, thanks for not kissing me. What a way to end only time I'm going to see you today. Dom says, I did kiss you. What do you mean? She says, you didn't. You just put your lips out. It's okay if you didn't mean to do it, but if you did, it made me sad. It's whatever. Just think about me coming over. I want to be with you. Dom says, okay. Kenzie says, please actually think about it. He says, probably not, babe. She says, I'm sick of being alone. It's okay because I know you need time. Dom said, then find something to do. She says, if you go driving, scoop me then, drop me off before you go home. Dom says, I want more time for stuff. I don't have time for anything. Time is my enemy. She says, it takes too long. I usually just sit here and count the minutes and sometimes clean. Dom says, no, that makes it go so long. You got to do something. Like, you should read this book I have. It'll help you a lot, probably. She says, I don't like to read. My brain is too scrambled. Does she even know how to read? She's like the one fly that bugs the crap out of you. I know, and it just won't go away, huh? He does not want you to come over, and he doesn't want to scoop. Like, he doesn't want to scoop. Get over it. She says, I don't like to read. My brain is too scrambled. He says, reading will help you unscramble. She says, if I just get sad because I'm sitting here alone and no one is texting me, so I just wait. You probably don't know how that feels. I don't know. He says, your phone is programming your brain wrong. I do it because it happens to me. That's why I take Adderall sometimes. Kenzie says, I don't want to use rugs to fix myself. And you're getting texts all day. I'd be so happy if I was getting texts from all different people. Kenzie, they don't want to be your friend. Melly, I'm giving you a kiss. My lips are out. Dude, what does that even mean? Like, if his lips are out, that means he was trying to kiss you. So stupid. Hey, Crime Time, don't come for me. I just hit the like button. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She says, I wish I was getting texts from all different people. She says, FaceTime me at 6:06 p.m. He said, no, I wasn't saying that. He says, here. And then he sends a YouTube video about habit number 1, be proactive. He sends her a YouTube video about that. He says, watch that video. But yeah, don't smoke weed during the day and be proactive. She said, it makes me feel not sick. Dom says, it's a summary of the book. Kenzie says, I'll chill out when I'm feeling better. I'll watch it right now. Dom says, you got to have a healthy diet. She says, I've been eating really healthy. No joke. And I'm going to start working out with Maddie. Think about me coming over. I need help when I do. Get good Jordan 4 retros. Oh, I need help. Where do I get good Jordan 4 retros? He says, why? She said, I want them? Question mark, question mark. Dom says, which ones? She says, gray and white ones. I think you have some. I really want a pair. Can we hang out tomorrow? Do you want that polo shirt? She questions, can we hang out tomorrow? He says, I don't know. She says, okay, I was going to ask if you wanted to hang after you leave Kyle's. When I tried on a pair of the pants, the thing cut my butt. Dom, be careful driving home, please, she says at 8:30 p.m. It's really bad outside. He says, okay, I will. She says, I'm driving right now. Roads are so bad. And did you see the thing about me cutting myself with the pant thing? Look at the video on Insta and answer. Dom said, what video? She says, on Insta. He says, I didn't see it. She says, I sent you it. I said I sent it. I just sent another one. Are you home? He says, yeah, I'm home. She says, why didn't you tell me you're driving home? I've been worried this whole time because of the roads. You said you would tell me. And why can't you FaceTime me right now also? You said you would FaceTime me when you're home. She removes a question mark. He says, I'm eating. She says, answer about the other shit. He doesn't respond. And she says, FaceTime me after you eat. Answer. He says, what you want me to say? Kenzie said, well, you got me here worried about you driving home. Dom says, I just got home and was late for dinner. She says, oh, I don't know. You still could have told me. I was sitting here like, I hope Dom drives home safe. I don't know. FaceTime me after you eat. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Dom says, sorry, I didn't think it mattered because who knows how late I could be out, you know? Kenzie says, I don't know. I just wanted you to get home safe. That's all that matters. It's okay. How are the roads? And you said you would FaceTime me tonight, so you better not cancel our FaceTime plans. That was at 10:07 p.m. Then she says at 10:13, FaceTime. And then it jumps to 1:57 a.m. Thanks. We're chilling tomorrow because you didn't FaceTime me. He says, no, I fell asleep. She said, look what tomorrow is. He says, gay day. She says, LOL, no. Tomorrow's going to be fun. It's going to be Valentine's Day is why she's saying that. Hey, 𝗠𝗲𝗹𝗆𝗆. She's still eating GMOs. He's a drug dealer and nobody likes you, Kenzie. You think she'd do some self-reflecting as to why no one wants to be around her, right? No friends. She says, what class you in? He says, I didn't go to school, I think he meant to say. She says, LMAO, babe, you're supposed to go to the Hackman. Gonna try to pull some shit. Dom says, okay. Kenzie says, why do you just say okay to that? What are you doing right now? He says, cleaning. It's 9:59 a.m. She says, I'm watching on my block. It's a really good show. Do you maybe want to hang today? Dom says, I've never seen or heard of it. Maybe later. I'm going to hang with Bartula and Chris and Martin. He says, are we chilling tomorrow? She says, yes, of course we're chilling tomorrow. It's a really cold show, LOL. Oh, I think she means cool. He says, okay, I might have shit to do. She says, are you serious? Like what, babe? He says, no, I'm kidding, LOL. Kenzie says, LMAO, okay, we should go out to eat tomorrow. He says, LOL, hell nah. She says, why? I want to do something tomorrow. She says, answer. ASAP. Dom, answer. He says, it's going to be so extra busy for no reason. She says, no. She says, call me. Important. Please call me right now. He says, why? We can eat at home. She says, Dom, oh my God, I'm about to be in the car with my mom and Kevin said something sus. Dom says, Kevin who? She says, Chinese. He said it's like super suspicious voice that he wants to have a talk with you, and Liam was talking to me too and being like, Dom's an interesting guy. I was just like, what the F? When I was walking out, he was like, it's going to be funny when Dom texts me. Dom said, just don't talk to them and call them ugly. Kenzie says, LMAO. Dom says, I don't care what they say. Kenzie says, I will next time. Do you and them beef? Dom said, I guess so. Kenzie says, okay, bet. I didn't know that. I asked them and they said you guys were cool. F them. And that's at 12:24. She says, FaceTime? He says, bruh, just be like, if you an ugly head ass, you can't talk to me. But yeah, I'm with Dom. I'm not trying to text. Kenzie said, oh, my bad. And will do. She said, text me later. He said, okay. She says, what you doing at 2:43 p.m.? She says, I'm about to get Chick-fil-A. She says, babe, Dom, text me. I'm bored. Dom says, I'm doing shit. Kenzie said, are you still with all your homies? Dom says, I'm with Dom. I don't know what that means. Kenzie says, okay, I just got some new hair mask. My hair's about to look good. No, Kenzie, your hair always looked greasy. Hey, Gypsy girl. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. I'm glad you made it, Gypsy girl. I forgot. I know. Okay, she says, my hair's about to look really good. She says, are you going to school tomorrow? He says, probably. She says, okay, after school tomorrow, can I come over like right when you're home? He says, probably. She says, yay. Okay, text me if you can hang out today at all. I'm going to be so excited to sleep tonight. I can feel it. LOL. Dom says, LOL. She said, it's also my dad's B-day today. Dom said, and then we will go to Trippy Red. LOL. He says, oh, that's dope. She says, I know, it's a crazy ass weekend. She says, what are you doing right now? She says, would you eat candy tomorrow? Like only a little? He says, yeah, LOL. She said, okay, bet. She says, what you want to do? Tomorrow I feel like everything's going to be packed. We should just make dinner here and chill, says Dom. She says, okay, LOL, that sounds fine. You're right about that, for real. Like, if homecoming dinner was a 2-hour wait, then I can imagine Valentine's. He says, yeah, for real, like, why do the things we usually do just because of a day? Kenzie said, LOL, it's still going to be fun. I don't know what to wear tomorrow. He says, wear those dope ass jeans. She said, what ones? The gray and charcoal? I don't even show you my new clothes. FaceTime me when I'm done with this birthday shit. He says, okay. She says, yee. She says, look at Insta. And then she says, gummies, marshmallows, or chocolates? Dom, I just said I was going to FaceTime you. Dom? Question mark, question mark. Whatever, I know you're up. It's 9:16 p.m. He says, stop blowing me up, the F. Kenzie says, what the F? You said we can FaceTime for the last couple nights and you haven't each time. I've been waiting to FaceTime you. I want to talk. Dom says, my family was fighting. If I don't answer, I can't talk. Wait for me to call you back. Kenzie says, sad face, I'm sorry, and that's all you had to say. I took 2 NyQuil pills, so I might be out in 15. FaceTime me ASAP. He says, okay, hit me up tomorrow morning or something. She says, I will text you when I wake up tomorrow. And is that you saying no to FaceTime? Dom says, yeah, probably. I think I'm just going to brush my teeth and go to bed. Kenzie says, if you really sleep, it's okay. Maybe just FaceTime for a little. Dom says, probably not. She says, damn, she says, okay, babe, sleep good. XOXO. Then it jumps to the next day, which is Valentine's Day. Hey, Tracy, good to see you. She needs to stop shooting orders at him. Did she end up going to prom with him or not? Not yet, no. She's like a yappy little dog biting at your ankles. It's Valentine's. It's Valentine holiday means nothing. She says, happy Valentine's Day, babe, at 8:07 a.m. He loves it. Wow. He just loves it. She says, then he says, hey, babe, you going to school? She says, nope. Are you? He said, yeah, I was going to see if you wanted to come over before school, but there's not much time. She says, it's up to you. He says, no, it's up to you. LOL. I have to leave in like 20 to 30 minutes. She says, LOL, I have a ride, but I just woke up like a little bit ago. He says, well, let me know. I'm about to get ready. She says, FaceTime me? What time do you want to be there by? He says, probably like 9:30, at least be at Play-Doh. He says, I don't think they care if I miss because I've been doing good in there. She says, LOL, I'll come if you want me to. It will take me a minute to get ready though. FaceTime me. She says, Cam is being so funny. He says, if you want to, I can give you a present when you come. She says, I want to. It just depends on if you have time. Dom says, actually, you should come. She says, okay, LOL, babe, I'm going to get ready real fast. He says, okay, I got a present for you too. She says, I got you something too. He says, no, you didn't. She says, a little thing. She says, I'm about to come. And that's at 9:13 a.m. And then it jumps to 5:29 p.m. She says, there's a creepy guy. I'm sketched out. She emphasizes her message and says, and the car isn't getting any warmer. Dom says, is everything cool? He says, I'm about to be out. Couldn't find cream. Kenzie says, yeah, he was just parked staring at me for like 5 minutes. Damn, so no super good sauce? Dom says, I would have looked. No, I found it. Kenzie says, did you ask the worker? She says, I'm so cold right now. The car is freezing. She sends a picture of her outfit in the jeans. She says, wear this? Question mark. She sends another picture. He says, any will be fine. You're going to get covered in sweat though. She says, babe, I don't know what to wear. I don't want to be sweating. And what one is your favorite? He says, first or last. She says, okay, when I come over, I'm going to bring all the outfits. Tell me then. She says, do you want, that was, now I jumped to the 15th. So did they hang out for Valentine's Day or no? Doesn't sound like it. So she says, I'm going to come, now we're on the 15th, 9:20 a.m. I'm going to come over. I'm going to bring all the outfits. Tell me then. She says, do you want Charlie's at 4? Pick me up from work? ? He says, what time? She says, 4. He says, okay, I probably could. She says, bet, I can bring you Charlie's if you want. He says, LOL, maybe if I'm hungry. She says, just let me know. I'm going to work soon. She says at 10:35 a.m. Today's going to be busy. Are you getting me at 5 or 4? I mean, she says, I'm on break at 2:25. She says, answer my message, Dom, with 20 question marks. He says, I was at rec b-ball. Yeah, I got you. She says, oh, okay, bet. I'll text you when I'm off. She says, do you want food? You got to come soon. Dom says, I don't need food. You want me to come now? It's 3:30 p.m. He says, I got to shower and roll blunts for Trippy. So Trippy is the Trippie Redd concert. Hey, Jay, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Unless they have all classes in, I forget what kind of school they go to. Do they go to different high schools? Yeah, she goes to that. Doesn't she go to some like adult class thing school? I recall she was like, find a way to get me into your prom. Yeah. I thought so. I don't know. What is Play-Doh? Did we look this up before? I know hers is like we looked up her cosmetology school. I'm looking it up because I'm curious actually now that we're here. That doesn't even come up. Oh, philosophy, learning, and teaching organization. Nurtures young people's curiosity to explore big questions through philosophy and ethics program for students. So I guess he was going to Plato. Is it a late school? Polaris is a beauty school. Yes, thank you, 60 girl. Alternative schools. You got the word. She's acting like they're all good. I know. He says, I got a shower and roll blunts for Trippy. She says, don't come yet at 3:30. She said, at 45, leave the house. Dom says, do I have time to shower? She says, or 50. Yeah, probably. She says, I'll break up weed. He says, no, like right now. Can I shower right now? Or should I wait? Do you need to go home for clothes? She says, my mom is going to bring it. How long do you think you're going to shower for? A 20-minute shower? Dom says, I don't know, probably also get dressed and stuff. This becomes a thing in throughout the text messages. Them getting ready and the showering. She ends up getting mad at him, and you'll see. But a beauty school at 15. I think she started it when she's 16, right? He says, I don't know, probably also get dressed and stuff. He said, you gonna be off exactly at 4? She says, I'm off at 4. He says, yeah, but like, you gonna be ready? I might as well just wait it. It's already 3:35. Kenzie says, yeah, I'm out so fast. He says, so come at 4:45. She says, leave the house at 50 or almost 50. He says, okay, bet. She says, bet, see you soon. At 3:55, she says, are you on the way now? And she questions her own message. She says, I'm about to be done as soon as it's 4. He says, I'm here. She says, some reason I'm not feeling the music at all, or wait, so then it jumps to the 16th. Some reason I'm not feeling the music at all or the vibe. I don't care. She says on February 16th at 2:02 p.m. She says, it's weird. And then she starts playing word hunt with him, which we do see quite frequently. They play games back and forth. So they're playing word hunt. I remember sometimes they play for a while. Oh, now they're playing. Don't know. So at 11:43 p.m., she says, what you up to now, babe? He says, tired. She says, I'm only a little tired. She says, want to FaceTime for a little? She says, I feel shitty AF right now. He says, just go to bed. I got to do shit. She says, what you about to do? I'm not even that tired. Wait, didn't she just said she was tired? She says, oh, I feel shitty. She says, what you about to do? I'm not even that tired. Why you start doing hella shit when I leave? Dom says, because you just want me to lay down with you. Hey, Glenda. Is this a year he was too sick to take her out for Valentine's? They didn't go out. Yeah. R- Um, Dom is older, I think 3 years. Yes. Yes. That's pretty cool. An alternative school in high school. Yeah, it is. Melly, I don't think they accepted Kenzie for adult client because she has too big of feet. Wait, so she older than him? No, he's older than her. Yeah, yeah. Um, it didn't say he was sick, so maybe that's a 2021. We'll have to see when we get there. I think they just hung out at home, it sounds like. He says, "'Cause you just wanna me to lay down with you." He says, "I gotta do stuff for Kristen and Joey. I think that's it." She says, "I don't really care. I just wanna have a little calm time, and I started sleeping when you fell asleep, babe, and LMAO Joey at another party." Dom says, "I know, I need to give him those." She says, "Joey's wildin'." She says, "Do you think you're about to be out late? Because if so, I can stay up and keep you company." At 11:52 PM. Natalie Shirilla, why are you letting her go out at midnight? Even if it's with Dom. Hey, Q. Polaris is a career center which has beauty school. Um, oh, you're still waiting for my gas station pics? I keep forgetting to do those when I go to the gas station. I will get them though. She says, "Do you think you're about to be out late? Because if so, I can stay up and keep you company." It's literally midnight. Like, what? Dude, my parents would not let me go out at midnight. If I was out and disobeyed is one thing, but yeah. Okay. He says, "No, I'm just gonna go to Joey's, smoke, and be done pretty much." And Kristen's. She says, "Oh, really? Well, LOL, can I stay up and FaceTime you when you're home?" Kristen just snapped me a pic of her face, LOL, and my tummy is feeling effed, LMAO. He says, "I don't know how long I'll be. Just relax. And if you still up, I'll FaceTime you when I'm done." She says, "Okay, bet. I'll stay up." And that was at 11:56 PM next morning, 6:30 AM. Yeah, your dad's like mine. Yeah, my dad would be like, "Where the hell do you think you're going?" I'd have to sneak out at a certain age. But I mean, she's so desperate here. Yeah, she's a few years younger than him. She's 3 years younger than him, I believe. Yeah, 3-year gap. She says, "Text me when you're up," at 6:30 AM. She says, "Hey," at 8:56. "That girl added me," 8:59. "You up?" 11:27. He says, "I'm up," at 1 o'clock PM. She says, "I left my pill bottle at your house. It has some weed in it. And what are you doing today?" He says, "I'm not sure. Probably just buying minutes for my phone and then do other stuff." She says, "Want to chill at some point today?" She says, "I might go to Maddie's right now, but if you want to get me, you can come whenever." Dom says, "Okay, I'll let you know. I just got up, so I wouldn't want to chill right now anyway." She says, "Okay, bet, babe." She says at 2:26 PM, "What are you doing now?" Question mark, question mark, question mark. He says, "Working out, getting ready for the day." She says, I'm hiding in Maddie's closet, bruh." He says, "Why?" She says, "I don't think we're allowed to be here. Me and Gracie in the closet, bruh." Dom says, "You said bruh, LOL." Dom says, "I'm scared, babe." She says, "LOL. Some reason the alarm in Maddie's house keeps going off." She says, "Want to hang out after you work?" Funny how she's hanging out with Maddie here. She says, "Want to hang out after you work out?" He says, "I'm done. I'm about to shower and stuff, and then I'm going to go to the store." She says, "Oh, well, before you go to the store, can you scoop? I'm really bored." Or after the store, I don't really care. He says, "Probably not. I think Kyle's about a trip, so I want to chill with him." She says, "Are you going to trip? If you end up wanting to hang out, please let me know because I'm down to do anything. I just want to leave, LOL." He says, "Okay, I'll let you know." And no, probably not. She says, "Okay, good, LOL." She says, "I want to kick it with y'all. I want to show you the videos the girls sent me." Dom says, "Just send them to me." He really don't want to hang out with her. I was listening also because she missed the first parts. She says she is semi-mom at this point. Hi, mom. Um, hey, Mal. Good to see you. I just saw you pop in. Um, he says, just send them to me. She says, I can't save some of them. It doesn't let me save. I don't know why. He says, what's that? What's that? I don't know what he meant to say there. What's that say? She says, it just says the date and lets me watch them. Dom says, ask for her number and tell her to send from there. What's her name anyways? Is she cool? LOL. Kenzie said, let me see. Linnea, I think. Do you have some dabs? Wait, so that was on at 3:39 p.m. Then she says, do you have some dabs? Dom, LMAO, answer the phone. I need dabs. I was going to ask if I can just run in your house and get a little if you're not home. She questions her own message. She says, okay, I'm coming in like 5 from Maddie's. I'm coming right now. I'll be there in 5. He says, taking too long. She says, I had to wait for my mom, Dom. What the F? We're already speeding. Dom says, LOL, you don't have to. She says, LOL, well, I'm coming right now. And that was at 4:49. Then she says at 7:13, hang tonight? Question mark. I'm still in the movie. Dom says, I don't know. I got school tomorrow. I got to be able to sleep on time. She says, you can still sleep whenever, even if I'm there. I want to see you. She says, what are you doing now? He says, I'm at Kyle's. You'll keep me up though and distracted from stuff. We can chill tomorrow. Maybe. She says, I'll just cuddle you, LOL. And I go to school tomorrow. Want to hang out soon? Movie is over at 7:32 p.m. She says, I'm about to drive them both home, then I can hang. Scoop when you're on the way home? Question mark, question mark. He says, I don't know. I'm probably just going to brush my teeth and sleep. I don't want to be up longer. She says, you sure I can just come chill with you? I don't care that you're just going to go to sleep. I'll dip when you sleep, babe. It's cool if not. Babe? Question mark, question mark. He says, what I've been trying to say is I'll be up longer if you come over. She says, okay, it's cool. Just sleep and we can chill tomorrow. She says, maybe we can just FaceTime tonight. He says, okay, I don't know what I have to do tomorrow, so I'll let you know what's up. And yeah, we probably could. She says, okay, bet. She says, let me know when you're on the way home. She says, I'm going to be home in 5 minutes. FaceTime soon at 8:47 p.m. She says, are you going to text back? He says, I just got home. I'm eating. She questions her message. She says, all right, FaceTime me soon. And if you end up wanting to hang, let me know. Dom says, I'm probably going to brush my teeth and go to bed. I'll text you. She says, okay, but FaceTime before you sleep. That's like a total control thing. Hi, abuelitas. Hey, Cactus Lido. Good to see you. Good Lord, she's relentless. She's annoying AF. Do you guys want someone texting you when you're in the crapper, when you're waking up at 6:30 a.m., when you're going to bed, asking you to FaceTime every minute? I couldn't deal with it. Oh, thank you, Tara. I just saw that. Thank you, Babelet. You're always so wonderful. Thank you for the super sticker. I really appreciate you. I think she got tired of him blowing her off. It's just, it blows my mind because he's like, no, no, seems really uninterested in her. And then in 2021 and 2022, it's like the opposite. You know, he's like begging her and doing what she says. So it's a trip to be reading these. Her and her dabs. Yeah, just get her fucking dabs. She just wants to be high all day, which is fine, whatever, but don't be a loser, Kenzie. She has anxious attachment and has avoidant withdrawal, whatever it's called. That's why I'm like, wonder what's up with her. Why does she have these issues? Do they stem from her childhood? Where do they stem from? She's like 15 here and she's a psychopath. I forgot how annoying she is. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's continue. She says, tomorrow I'm going to school. I was just going to ask if I could come over in the morning and after school, just come over back and then just come back over. If not, I'll just Uber. Dude, it's 9:14 p.m. He says, I don't know. I'll think about it. Do you have to go tomorrow? She says, I go Tuesday and Thursday. I get more work done at school. She says, babe, text me. I guess you probably sleeping. He says, in a sec. She says, FaceTime me soon. You said you would. Dom says, I said maybe. I want to go to bed now, though. She said, okay, night, babe. It's 9:47. She says, text me in the morning then. He doesn't text her in the morning, of course. She does at 8:54. She says, hey, I had the worst dream and you were in it. Dom says, oh no. Kenzie says, yeah, it was so bad. I had like 4 dreams last night. I had one of my reoccurring dreams. Dom says, I couldn't sleep right either. She says, really? That's so weird. Like, I hate having the reoccurring one, but I also like it. It's like a lucid dream, and there's always random people I know in my dream. He says, what happened in the dream I was in? She says, oh my God. So we were going to hang out and you were telling me to hold on and shit because you got to do something real quick. And then somehow I seen Audrey's private story and you were smoking a wood with her at her house. And I was like, what the fuck? Then I seen another snap and I seen y'all were at her house. So I pulled up and she was walking out your front door and I worked her, but she was hitting back and you were just like, yo. Then I woke up. That's a stupid ass dream, Kenzie. And that's not Dom saying it. It's me. I'm sorry. That was funny. She says, both my dreams gave me such bad vibes. He says, bruh. She says, I know. He says, yeah, that's tough. You're probably just letting out anxiety in your sleep. She says, it was so weird. I was like sweating my ass off when I woke up from that one. Dom says, you should watch this info graphic about dreams. She says, I always have weird signs in my dreams, like every night. I always look up what they mean too. It's so weird. Like every couple nights, you dream about me getting picked up I dream about me getting picked up in a helicopter. It's weird. She Googles it and then sends a screenshot. He says, LOL. She says, should I go to school today on the 18th at 9:14 a.m.? She says, and let's hang today after school. He says, I don't know, probably. She says, what are you saying probably to? LOL. Both? He says, to go to school. I don't know what I'm doing after school today. She says, well, just let me come do your shit with you. I want to hang today. LOL. Dom, add me back on Snap. I want to send you this video I took of 𝗶𝗃𝗏. Dom says, send on Insta. She says, okay, I'll just save the video. Did you see it? She says. LOL. Yeah, he said. She says, what class are you in? At 9:28 a.m. He says, Plato. Well, I just got to school. She says, oh, really? You went late? LOL. She said, Cam is shaking so bad right now. Dom says that Coke finally kicked in. She says, Dom, OMG. Cam scratched the shit out of me. Cam the cat, by the way. If you didn't already put that together. Natalie, come chat. Evie says, Natalie, come chat. What the F is wrong with your kid? It was a medical helicopter. Ew, she took a shower in this. Ew. When I fall asleep to Melly, I have the best dreams. Oh, Cat Randall. It's the GMOs, Kenzie. Yeah, it is. Juice World Lucid Dreams. This isn't a dream. This is a nightmare for Dom. I know. I know. She says, Cam scratched the shit out of me. Dom says, beat his ass. Dom's responses just crack me up sometimes. Kenzie says, he's being crazy. Babe, Oh, wait, that was at 9:44 a.m. And then she says at 10:54, babe, I'm not fired. Dom says, I know, you quit. Kenzie says, LOL, no, they're letting me stay. Alan and Sarah called me. And then she sends a link to something that I don't know. Michigan Supply and Provisions. Oh, okay. So it's a dispensary. She says, pick a good bud ASAP and good dabs. I'm getting shit from there soon. He says, to be honest, I don't know. All that shit is super expensive, it seems like. Kenzie said, it is one of the daycare moms is going and is getting us stuff. Pick the best weed and cart and dabs. Dom says, LOL, I don't know how good any of them will be. Let me think. She says, okay, look. Wait, one of the babysitters, one of the daycare moms. Ah, so the daycare moms pay Natalie Shirilla in weed? That's good to know. That's what it sounds like. At least my opinion. Why would she be buying them stuff like that? You know, that stuff is expensive, especially from a dispensary. I have questiones. He says, I don't know how good any of that will be. She says, okay, look. She says, oh my God, at 11:29 a.m. I'm so fucking mad. Phil took my effing seat where I sit every day. Hell nah. Like he keep trying to sit near me. Like what the F? Dom, can I come over when you're home? I'm about to leave school soon. He says, I don't know. I might go to the rec and ball up. She says, what time? After you ball then, get me because I want to hang today. He says, I don't know and I don't know. So I'll let you know. I like that. I don't know and I don't know. So I'll let you know. She stepped on the cat's tail. Who stepped on the cat's tail? Kenzie? He didn't want her around. Do you blame him? She says, okay, babe. She says, did you see my text about Phil? Dom says, yeah, WTF. She says, I'm so salty about it. I talked to Miss Walls about it, bruh. I bitched Phil out too, then blocked him. Dude, he took your seat. Like, chillax. She's like, I blocked him. Just heard fat Asian talking about you with Martin. Dom says, what did they say? You mean Kevin? She says, yeah, him. And all I heard him say was like, quote unquote, other than Dom Russo. That's all I heard. He stopped when he seen me looking and I was leaving when I heard it. Did you decide what you're doing? He says, I don't know. For real? She says, well, if you end up not going, I want to come over, but if you go, I'm gonna go shoe shopping. And when you leave the rec, you can maybe just get me from the mall? Question mark. He says, maybe I'll see what I'm doing. She says, hit me up when you figure it out. She says, look at Insta, LOL, at 2:24 p.m. Then at 2:59, she says, what up now? She questions her own message. She says, call me back. He says, no, you already made me mad. Yeah, you know, I can't help but feel like Dom. She doesn't even give him like 30 minutes to respond or figure anything out. He is just telling the truth. She's a snitch. She is a snitch. You don't like her. She's trying to stir some crap up. She's drama. She's she says, call me back. He says, no, you already made me mad. She said, you don't have to be mad, Dom. Shake my head, Dom. I miss you. Like, do you think I'm trying to piss you off? He sends an emoji. She says, just hit me up when you're done with sales. And that was at 3:22. And then at 3:54. She says, question mark? He says, okay. She says, what up? At 4:33 p.m. I think her life just literally revolved around texting Dom. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. He should just block her for the damn day, right? Gosh. She says, "What up?" He says, "What do you mean?" She says, "What you doing?" Dom? He says, "I'm about to run to Xavier's." She said, "Sounds fun. Are you just going to be doing sales all day?" He said, it's okay." He says, "And I don't know." She says, "I'm bored AF and I can't find my speaker." He said, "Tough. You need some headphones. I can let you borrow my Beats by Dre. I never use them." She said, "No, I'm getting a speaker tomorrow. My mom ordered one already. It just sucks right now. If you end up doing sales all day, though, I want to come." She says, "I asked AJ to hang out and he said he was sick and now he's at Carl's." She says, "Dom?" He says, "What's up?" "I'm driving." She says, "When you at red light, read above. I'm so annoyed." She says, "No one can chill today, so it's just one of those annoying effing days. Please text me back." She questions her own message. He says, "Be proactive." Oh my God, that's hilarious. Hey, Snoops, what's up, love? She says, "Be proactive." Dom says that. Be proactive? Kenzie doesn't even know what the hell that means, dude. How did she have time for her closet fashion show? It was like bong hit, fashion show, text. Bong hit, fashion show, text. That's what she was doing all day long. Dom says, "Be proactive." She says, "You say that every time. It's effing impossible without music. I don't want to clean or read. I want to get out of my house and do shit. Like, how don't you see?" Question mark, question mark, question mark. Like, we didn't hang out yesterday. It's just gay AF how we can't hang out today. And you take so long to text me back. So it's either I'm here doing nothing or waiting for a text. Like, these days suck so bad. Hey, F Chupin, what's good? Melly, I know, huh? I'm over here just ranting. I don't think she did the closet show yet here, did she? I don't know. She thinks she's a model anyways, regardless of where she's doing the model show. I think this is when she's barely getting into it though. He says, Dom says, "You say every time it's effing impossible without music." See, that's what a reactive person says. A proactive person would do what they can. Kenzie said, "Wow, thanks, Dom. I don't care if I'm any of those. I feel like hanging with my friends or some shit. I'm going to go with friends. I can't just start cleaning or doing work when I don't want to do work at all. Like, WTF. We know. We know you're fucking lazy. You can't do your homework. You can't clean. The model delusion comes later." This guy, the young man has so much patience. Yeah, I know. She says, "I don't want to do work at all. Like, WTF. Like, I want to hang today. We didn't hang yesterday. I don't want to hang every 2 to 3 days." Like, she removes an exclamation mark. Dom says, quote unquote, "I can't just start cleaning or doing work when I don't want to do work at all." See, that's what a reactive person does, not a proactive person. Kenzie says, "WTF. So you're just going to type the same thing now?" I'm dying. I'm dying here. She says, "So you're just going to type the same thing now?" She says, "Read the other shit, Dom. What the F is wrong with you? Are you trying to make me mad or something?" Question mark, question mark, question mark. "Oh, and now you can't answer the phone either. So I'm only getting one sentence and no call. Dope." Then she says, "WTF. Do you really think hanging up on me fucking helps? It makes me sad and angry. Like the F that you better call me back." She says, "I'm sorry. I didn't effing know everything I say is too much for you. Like, WTF. Why do you make everything a fight? I just want to see you and you make it a big ass deal. You're so petty, Dom. Stop being mean whenever you feel like it. Answer me, Dom. You should maybe think before you say shit because a lot of this shit you say hurts." That's at 6:06 p.m. Dom says, I'm driving. She says, then read at a red light. The fuck? Dom, answer. Oh my God. She emphasizes her message. Of course you on D still. Like, what the F? Answer. Shake my head. She emphasizes, read at the red light. You're making me so mad. Like, who does this shit? She emphasizes her message. Are you going to answer now? WTF? Dom says, sorry, I was busy. She says, yeah, whatever. You do it all the time. I get over it. Can we hang out at 8 or something? Whoa. How you going to be popping off like this? And then she's like, can we hang out and cuddle? Be proactive, not really. Yeah, I know you do say that. I'm shocked she removed an exclamation mark. She has low self-esteem because she's a loser. Just let her lose her shit. Wow. I know. She says, can we hang out at 8 or something? He says, did you call me off some other number? She says, I don't know. She called him off her sister's number again. Dude, she's a psycho. She says, I don't know. Can we chill when I'm home from the mall? I'm so bummed about how you ignore me for so long. Dom says, so that means I should block the number. She says, I don't care, ? Dom says, you're very unreasonable. She says, how? How about you ask me how I've been? Dom says, you never understand no and always make excuses. Kenzie says, what the F are you trying to just make me salty again? Stop being mean. Like, ? Please? Can we hang or no? Dom? Really? He says, you asked me how and I told you why. She says, don't be a dick, Dom, for real. He says, and no, I'm about to eat and do more stuff. She says, let me come. It's 8:00 p.m. She says, Dom, please just scoop me and get off D&D. This is when he starts putting her on D&D and I crack up about the D&D. She's making me claustrophobic. Dude, she's clingy AF. She gives me anxiety. Haven't we all dated someone like this though? Moment of truth. Blame her parents. Evie says, block. What's D&D? Really, Irony? Do not disturb on the telefono. Do not disturb. Scoop me. Who's gonna scoop me? I lucked out, says Chucks. Oh my God. I have to think at these. All day says nope. Do not disturb. Okay, you guys are cracking me up. Yeah, okay. She emphasized, let me come. He says no. She says no to what? If we're not chilling tonight, can we hang tomorrow? 100%. I'm not waiting another day to hang with you. Shake my head. You make me feel like shit when you do this. Thanks. Like, I wish you would just want to hang with me or at least be nice when I text you. Dom says, I want to ball tomorrow though. She says, you're about to make me so upset. She says, then hang with me today. Like, I miss you. Why don't you get it? Like, you could have balled today, but no. And we also could have chilled today. I want to hang, Dom. Why do you not want to chill so bad at all? All I want to do is hang with you. Get off D&D. He says, I had shit to do. She says, I could have came with you, Dom. It's just sales. I come with you all the time. Like, this sucks. And I don't want to wait 3 days to see you. Like, you could come get me right now. Get off D&D. Answer, Dom. Stop being mean to me. 8:16 p.m. Sad face. 8:26 p.m. Why you do this to me, bae? 8:35 p.m. She dislikes his message. 8:43 p.m. Dislike, sorry, I was busy. 8:43 p.m. Dom says, okay. 9:03 p.m. Just okay. Not a sorry. Or what's up now? Why you gotta be so mean? I just want to see you, babe. Dom, babe, please. 9:12 p.m. Answer. 9:28. Stop being all weird. 9:28. He says, I'm about to go to bed soon. She says, really? 9:29. FaceTime? Question mark. Still 9:29. Because you didn't FaceTime me last night or hang with me. Sad face, sad face. 9:30. Please say more than just that. Wow, you really went on D&D again to end the night. Sad face. He says, I never got off. She says, talk to me, Dom. I've been waiting all day. I just want to talk or see you. I don't like when you're in a mean mood with me all day. I don't like the short replies. I want to talk, please. He says, okay, I will before I go to bed. She says, promise, Dom, get off D&D. I don't want to fall asleep before. Please. 9:40 p.m. 9:45. Dommy, FaceTime me right now. 9:47 p.m. Question mark. Are you leaving me on red? 9:51 p.m. Figured. Still 9:51 p.m. What the F? Get off D&D. You're making this so hard for me. 9:52 p.m. He says, give me a sec. Let me brush my teeth and then I'll talk to you. She says, okay, hurry. He says, sorry, I'm about to sleep. I was talking to gay Kyle about finishing school. Good night, babe. She says, that's at 10:41 p.m. I wonder if Steve has started watching Melly and he thinks, what the F? I get treated just like Dom did. That's a good observation. Yeah, I hope they are watching. They should jump into the chat. They both hella toxic. I don't know how people can deal with all of that. Yes, there's a fine line between toxic and being consistent, right? She's toxic. That reminds me of my soon-to-be ex-wife. Oh, well, maybe that's why she's a soon-to-be ex. You're a great narrator, by the way. Thank you, Chaz. How is it possible that she has absolutely no self-awareness? I don't know. She says, this is the 19th. Hang with me today and text me when you're up. 6:30 a.m. 6:30 a.m. Bitch, get your ass back to sleep. Yo, Scuba Steve, you out here? Steve, is this how your wife treats you? Well, you should read the stuff we miss with. Yeah, Angelo. Okay, I will. She says, don't make plans for real. I've been waiting 2 days to hang. He says, I'm up at 7:29. She says, hey, morning, babe. What are you doing? He said, taking a shit. She says, sounds fun, LOL. I'm trying to sleep longer, but I can't. I had a weird dream again. Oh, for the love. Girls really be like this. Okay. She sucked the life out of him till the end. Do you remember when the doctors tried to put her on anxiety meds? Yeah. At the end of this text, just think of how few friends Dom had. She really isolated him. It's abuse 101. Emotional, mental, and physical. She would like degrade him and stuff. Remember all the bad stuff? Oh yeah, I already read that. She says taking a shit. I don't even think that's true. I think he just needs space. She says, I had a weird dream again. Everyone was in it. Oh my God. I don't want to hear about her stupid ass dream. Dom says, what happened? She says, I don't know. It was like everyone was in the big building and there was like hotel rooms and a big pool. And the leader guy was bad and he wouldn't let anyone leave. So there was like groups of kids trying to raise her. Oh, misspell, leave. He says, LOL. She says, and mini games. Our team was me, you, Carl, AJ. And the leader had it out for us, for real. After school, let's hang out. 8:30 a.m. Then she's sending links to something. She says, Dom, you really need to answer. He says, what up? She says, what weed do I get from the dispensary? I don't know what one is really good, so you have to pick. She says, I want to get black cherry cheesecake or GG number 4. Or if those are bad, you pick. Sherbert Crusher, Insta. He says, I'll look. She says, look right now. She's going today. Sends another menu. Oh, that's what she was sending. She says, I think I picked out good dabs. Can you go on the website and pick out some good dabs in a cart? You're the only person I can ask, and you're not answering, and I need to know. She emphasizes her message. This is when I get annoyed. Like, text me back. I need to know. He said, the two I liked. I'm doing schoolwork. She says, Dom, I need dabs too. I need you to pick out some dabs. She says, sorry. Click the link I sent for your dabs. I'm going to keep my dabs at your house probably. Dom says, it's not working. The link just shows resin, nothing else. She sends more links. She says, try that one. He said, rosin or live resin for dabs? Probably. She said, send link. Dom says, it's off the link you just sent me. She says, I know, Dom. You can click one. Click the one, then send the link. I don't know what ones you're talking about. That's why I need you to send the link. Question mark, question mark. So you're just going to leave me hanging? Dom said, I just said rosin or live resin. I didn't say which one. She sends a screenshot. This one? He says, yeah, any of them should be good. Pick a strain that sounds appealing to you. They should all be good though. I mean, it's live resin. She says, Angelo, pick that one. I asked Angelo because you were not answering. LOL. First of all, why are you texting Angelo? It's your boyfriend and that's his brother. Like, I hate when she does that. She thinks she'll look cool going on cells. He don't take her because he don't want to get her in trouble. I know. She's so much nicer when she thinks she's losing grip. She says, I asked Angelo because you were not answering. LOL. I'll get that one. She sends pictures of more weed. He says, okay. She says, those look good? At 10:36 a.m. And then she says, babe, we hanging today? He says, I mean, I don't know. It's a website and I don't know. She says, LOL, let's just hang. It will be fun. Plus, I miss you. Get me after school, after you get home from school. Dom says, I don't know what I'm doing. She says, please hang with me, babe. He says, I'll let you know. She says, okay, I miss you a lot. Please just try to hang with me, babe. She says, you got to scoop though. Hang with me. That's at 2:25. 2:43, she says, babe. She emphasizes it. 2:44. Let's make pre-rolls. 2:52. Did you block me? He says, no, why? She said, the last text was sending green and saying not delivered. I don't know, but let me come over right now, please. We can just make pre-rolls or something. Let me come. Dom? Can you answer? She removes an exclamation. Dom, I literally answer you right away. Why do you have to take so effing long to reply to me? She liked her message that said, can you answer? He says, I'm trying to eat. That's why. Hands are greasy, silly. She says, can you scoop me when you're done so we can hang? Because I haven't seen you in 3 days. Or I can walk. And if your hands are greasy, just call me. Dom, answer. She removes a question mark. Then she questions, can you scoop me? He says, I'm really busy. She says, please, just let me come. She wanted to get all the rugs because she thought that that would impress him and get him to hang out with her right away. That shit would send me through the roof. It's rude. Yeah. She says, please just let me come. He says, I'm trying to get ready to do shit. And no, you're making it harder for me. She says, just scoop when you're on the way. We haven't chilled in 3 days. I make it harder when I hold all your shit and when I just got dabs for us. You're not about to say that. She disliked his message. She said, I effing miss you and I want to see you. We're chilling today, Dom. We're not on an effing break. You're not going to do this. She questions her own message. She said, read all, not just one. Dom said, oh my God, chill. Hell no. We can go on a break if you want to get in my way. I got to do shit. She says, Dom, I come with you all the time. Why is it an effing issue now? Say effing sorry. Kenzie says, I wait for you every day and you say no. Answer, Dom. This is making me so effing upset. Like effing hang with me. Don't you miss me? Question mark. You haven't seen me in 3 days. Like WTF. You don't even FaceTime me at night. You just say you're sleeping when you told me you would FaceTime me. Like I'm effing sad, Dom. And I'm so mad. You've been pushing me out so hard. All I want to do is see you. Thanks for making me sad, Dom. She removes an exclamation. He says, I can't read all of that. If you can just let me do my thing, because I'm really effing busy. I'll pick you up later, okay? If not, then we're not hanging. She says, we're hanging today because I'm getting the dabs today. And I'm not effing waiting till 7 or later. Get me before 7. And you better be nice to me today. I'm not being sad all day again. And like answer when I text you because I'm probably doing nothing again. Or just get me when you're on the way back because I'm getting the dabs today. 3:37 p.m. 3:45, she says, I'm tweaking the F out right now. Get me at 5 or 5:30. He says, I'm still busy. She says, can you scoop me soon, please? I'll do whatever you're doing with you if I can. Dom? He says, sorry, I can't talk right now. She says, he says, driving. She says, please scoop me soon, Dom. Try to answer fast. She emphasizes that. He says, what up at 5:28 p.m. She says, can you come get me when you're on the way home or when you go to do more? He said, I think I'm going to want to be alone. He hasn't seen her in 3 days. Yeah. Hey, William, he has no chance of missing her ever. That is the issue, dummy. That's ultimately what she wanted was dabs. She doesn't want to be around him. The break for a week. They never even take a break. She harasses him. She's so effing annoying, says Mal. He says, I think I'm going to want to be alone. She said, Dom, the dabs are coming today in like 20 minutes. Think about me, Dom. I miss you and still haven't seen you in 3 days. Please don't be like this. I want to be around you. I've been waiting all day. She emphasizes her own message. Question mark, question mark. Really, Dom? You're going to hang up when I'm talking? 5 question marks. Dom, stop. Dom, stop. OMG, stop. He says, see, usually I would be reactive and let you ruin my day again, but instead I'm going to be proactive and ignore you and go get shit done. We hardly ever see him act like this later. He's always like buying her food, picking her up. She's threatening to key his car. She's trying to convince him with the dabs to meet her. She says, I'm not even trying to argue. Like, I miss you, Dom. Don't flip out. Don't ignore me. Please do dabs with me. I waited all day for you, Dom. Please don't do this to me. Can we hang out at 6:30? I'll 100% have the dabs by then. Dabs are going to be here in 5. She removes an exclamation. She says, they're here. Dom, let me know when I can come. She emphasizes that message. Please don't be like this, babe. Dom, text me. He says, I just got home. What's up? 7:45 p.m. She says, are you chilling now? Can I get a ride over? I want to take dabs with you. She says, you really went on D&D again? You can't just say what's up, then ignore me. He says, I've been on D&D. She says, I thought you got off. He says, no, I never got off. She said, well, can I come over? Answer that. I want to take one of those dabs. She questions, can I come over? Removes an exclamation mark, emphasizes her message. She says, Dom, with arrows and exclamation marks. Answer now. He says, Kenzie, I'm sorry, something came up. She says, okay, can I come now? Like, I've been waiting for hours. For real, the more you say sorry for doing this, the less it means. You better make it up to me, Dom. This has sucked so bad for me. Sad face. He said, no, like it just came up now. She says, what could have came up, bruh? I can't just wait for you all day. Like, come get me. Bring me. I have the dabs on me. This shit is annoying. And get off D&D. It's petty. She dislikes the message. Text back. Did you block me? He says, I gotta roll through to dude's house. She says, come get me. He says, no. She said, I'll get a ride. I can get a ride right now. She says, I'm at Maddie's. I will get a ride from here right now. After you do that, I'm coming over. You're not doing this to me. Can I just come over at 9 or when you're back? Answer. What the F? This shit is so gay. 8:45. Text me back. 8:56. She removes an exclamation. She removes a question mark. She removes a dislike. She says, answer. Dom, WTF. You're effing mean. Oh, he didn't answer. It's 9:11 p.m. She says, you're effing mean. Dom, what's your effing issue? She removes an exclamation mark. He says, something came up. I'm at my dude's. She says, I'm so mad at you. You can just say sorry. You can't just say sorry, then ignore me for hours. Get the F off D&D. Stop being a dick. If you don't want to effing get spammed, then how about you text me back like any normal person would? She dislikes his message. I hope you know I'm coming over tomorrow. He says, okay, I don't know what time you can come though. She said, I'm coming tonight when you're home if you can. And I go to school tomorrow, so I'll just come in the morning. You need to stop not answering. You better call me soon. And of course, you're still on D&D. She emphasizes it. Answer your damn phone. He says, I'm about to go home in a sec. She says, okay, pick me up. Leave right now and come get me. I need to talk to you now, and I want to take an effing dab because I've been waiting all day. So take it at your house. Take your own dab. Her age explains a lot. He was reading a lot of self-help books, was trying to change. That's true, Alicia. She's a true fatal attraction to his animals. How much time passed? She's been waiting. Yeah. I wonder what happened to make him switch up. I don't know. It's terrible. She says, I've been waiting all day. She says, where the F are you? Call me. Answer my shit, the F. I'm so effing mad. I can't believe this happened. She emphasizes her message. Pick me up and answer, she says at 10:11 p.m. She says, right now. Now it's midnight. He says, no, I gotta sleep now. She says, of course you do. Of course. Dom, call me. Call me right now. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not midnight. It's 10:12. She says, call me right now. Answer the effing phone. I need to ask you a question. I'm so mad. You're really about to pull this shit. She emphasizes her message. She removes an exclamation. Removes another exclamation. Call me, Dom. WTF. She emphasizes it. He says, what? She says, call? Question mark. I don't know how you don't know. He says, I had a business meeting. She says, yeah, whatever. Call me. He says, no, I gotta sleep, babe. She says, Dom. He says, I'm about to brush my teeth and go to bed. She says, call me before you sleep. She says, I swear to God, call me at 10:18 p.m. 10:19 in all caps. Dom, I do not care that you have to sleep now. You ignored me all day. You can effing call me before you sleep. Dom, call me right now. I have a effing question. Like WTF. Stop trying to get me not pissed when you effed me over the whole day. Dom, WTF. She questions her message. Call me before bed. She emphasizes it. Okay, I'm coming over in the morning. I'm not Ubering to school tomorrow. Dom says, what? At 10:30. She says, what the F? Call me right now. Dom, call. You better not go to sleep. FaceTime me. She removes an exclamation. Number 1, get off D&D. 2, FaceTime me. 3, text me back before I effing flip out. Dude, if someone sent me that, I would be like, blocked. Tell you, she sends 10,000 texts to his answer. What is D&D? It's do not disturb. You know how you can put iPhone do not disturb? Like a code. That's funny. She needs to ask her dad. He smoked. She kills him and his best friend. Yeah, she does. Just saying, she's going to get older and calm down and let him sleep one day? No, never. Jay Barry says she's so horrible. Abby says, I hate her. Yeah, I know. She says, Dom, answer right now. She dislikes the message. Dislikes the message. She dislikes so that he can see that. She says, tomorrow I'm coming over so I don't have to Uber to school. And after school, I'm coming back over. Dude, you're smothering him before school, after school. Like, chill out. Wow. You're straight smothering him. She says, if you're going to ignore my shit, I'll just text you. She emphasizes it. Dom, read. Okay, be like that, but I'm coming over in the morning, so I don't have to get an Uber, so answer. He says, what time would you be coming over? She says, early. So a daycare mom can drop me off, but I'm going to school. FaceTime me. She says, I'm coming back when I leave school. Answer, or at least say goodnight. He says, can it be after 9? She says, probably not. I don't have a ride after 9. FaceTime me. I knew you were lying about going to bed 40 minutes ago. Dom says, I always end up having to do more shit. I finally got a break today. Now it's 11:17 p.m. He says, and now I have to sleep. She says, a break from what? So you were free or something all day? Okay, FaceTime me before you sleep. And get off D&D. That was the last message on the 19th. 6:30 a.m. on the 20th. Dom, I'm going to come through at 7:30. Text me when you're awake. Don't forget. She emphasizes, hit me up before you shower. I'm just going to wait in your living room. She emphasizes it. Please do not forget to text me before I come. She emphasizes it. Dom, you better text me back for real, because if the door is locked, I'm going to be salty. Okay, whatever, Dom. I know you're up. See you at 7:30 or 8. He said, come at 9-ish. She said, I can't. She says, I'm catching a ride soon. Wait, she said, what time is this? 7:31. She says, I can't. She says, I'm catching a ride soon. I'm not coming at 9 when I don't have a ride. When you ignore me for 3+ days, I'm not waiting any longer, bruh. Go unlock your door. I'm waiting for my mom to drop off my sister. She disliked, come at 9. She says, okay, I'm coming at 8:02. Coming right now. Here. She says, if you want to come say hi, come. Can I go in your room? Dom. He says, what? She says, can I come in your room or can you come out here? I'm bored. Dude. Like, he's driving you to school. He doesn't want to wake up that early for you. He doesn't want to come hang out with you at 9:32 a.m. Like, come out here. I'm bored. Do your homework. I don't know. Do something. Shut up. Dom says, no, I'm mad. Yeah, I would be too, Dom. I would be too. What's dry? I think she would have followed him anywhere. Yeah, that's why we've gone over these, William, because it proves what a psycho she is. She shoots orders, doesn't ask if he will call her. I know. Dry as F. Babe, nobody scooped. I'm late. Lakeside. I always scoop, babelet, even if it's later in the day. It will eventually come on. He says, no, I'm mad. She says, K-Dom. He sends a Walmart link, and it's a book for 7 habits highly effective people. He's sending her like a self-help book. She says, stop, please. Dom, don't do this. You can't just leave like that. He says, you were making me mad. She says, come back in, Dom, please. I miss you. I want to hang with you and have fun, not do this. He says, how come the one day you come over before school, I can't seem to not get mad? Wow. So he basically hid in his room from her. Yeah. I can't. Just please say no. He leaves his own house. I'm gonna guilt and force you to spend time with me because I don't care what you want. Mhm. Um, he says, I can't seem to not get mad. She says, you were mad before from the Kyle lunch thing. You can't just blame it all on me. And you came at me psychologically. How the F you think I'm going to react? Dom says, I'm just waiting for my car to heat up. She says, no, stay. Please don't just leave me. Bring me or something. I miss you. Why can you just keep finding a million ways to not hang with me? And I know you know I miss you. He says, my car won't heat up. She said, in my opinion, no, don't leave. Stop. Dom, stop. Please don't leave me. Why would you do that? So mean. You're being so mean, and I just effing take it. I can't believe you just left me. Want to know the real question? Does what you just did make you happy? Dom, answer. Don't effing be like that. She says, wow. Dom says, what? She said, what do you mean, what, Dom? You literally just left. It's effed up, Dom. What's going on with you? Come back. I'm coming back over after school. I don't have a ride at 11. You can just take me home after school if you don't want to see me that bad. Stop being petty, Dom. Dom says, did you go home at 10:46 a.m. or to school? She says, I'm going to school soon. And I'm coming back after school because I don't have a ride other than an Uber. She says, come back now. He says, Uber. Kenzie said, and please hang out with me today. Don't be like that. Dom says, no. She said, I'm not going to Uber. It's going to cost $8 when you can just drive me. He says, I'll pay. She says, hell no. What's your issue? You are so mean. Like, why do you just try to make me hate myself? Like, I don't get it. Dom says, break again. She says, no break. We need to talk. Come back. I'm not going to take another break with you. We need to talk. I'm not going to school anymore if that's how you're going to do this. She disliked his message. He said, leave my house. She said, you are not doing this. You better not effing do this to me. Dom, come back right now. I'm not going to school until I talk to you. I'm not going to school today. Maddie's getting me. I'm leaving my coat, backpack, and dabs here because I'm coming back for them soon. Then I'll leave. But before I leave, we need to talk about this. Be rational with me. Answer, she says. Talk to me before I leave. He says, no. She said, Dom, yes, OMG. He said, you take your shit. She said, no. Then talk to me, Dom. I'm not letting you do this to me. He said, no. I'll break up with you then. She says, wow. He said, take your shit. I'm not dealing with this shit. Oh my God. I'm screaming. He was so done with her. He'd rather pay Uber. You're the only thing that pisses him off. Wow, if anyone avoids me like this, I die of shame. It's hilarious. She's a joke. Yeah, if someone even ignored me for one day, I'm gonna text you. Like, that sucks. That sucks. Um, he says, take your shit. I'm not dealing with this shit. She says, what's wrong with you? He said, stress. She said, talk to me at least on the phone. Don't take everything that happens out on me. He says, no, you don't effing listen. He says, I'm not. You just get in my way when there isn't enough time in the day. She says, you're mad at everyone for a million different reasons when I do so much. Dom says, if you can't just let me do my own thing and get my shit done, then you're just selfish. AF. I'm pressed AF for my future. She says, I can come with you like I always do because I don't care what we do. Dom emphasizes his message. She said, I can let you be alone, but you need to give me time with you. You were alone for 3 days, Dom. Dom says, not when I need to get shit done. You're not allowed over anymore. Oh my God, I totally forgot about some of these. He tried so hard to leave. Okay, cat round, I'll check after. She's a wasp you can't get rid of, doesn't stop buzzing. I forget, he was so disgusted with her at first, like this. He says, and now I can't even go inside because of you. She says, come in, talk to me, or I'll come in the car. He says, no, because then I'll get mad. My car is on. I'll just leave. She says, don't. I don't want this bad. He said, well, I just turned it back on. My finger got numb. She says, I want it good. I'm going to go with Maddie, then come back. He said, no. She said, please, I'll leave right after. He said, it's always what you want. She says, no, it's what you want. I leave you alone for days and you give me no time ever. Call me before. I don't have a ride. Dom, text me back. Dom, please don't be like this. This isn't you at all. At 11:11, she says, I'm effing leaving. He says, I haven't been me for a while. She says, it's so sad. I wish you could say bye. I miss you, Dom. He says, did you dip yet? She said, yes, I seen you parked. Talk to me later. That was at 11:16 a.m. 2:06 p.m. She says, hey, D baby. He says, what up? She says, what you doing? I started to paint. Then I realized I don't have the colors I need. LOL. I'm getting my nails done. That was at 4:25 p.m. Then she says at 7:05 p.m. Yo, babe. He says, what up? She says, I want to show you my nails when I'm home. And I wanted to know if you want to take dabs. He says, I don't know. My throat is like itchy and I just smoked a wood with Kyle. She said, oh, are you still there? He says, yeah. She says, can I FaceTime you for 4 seconds when I'm home? When you're about to be home? He says, a little later. She said, maybe Scoop. I want to take a dab and kick it. She says, FaceTime for 2 seconds. He says, why? She says, I want to show you my nails. Really bad. Dom? She emphasizes her message. You better let me show you my nails, Dom. He says, I will. I'm in the kitchen with my mom. She says, okay, good. What are you doing tonight? FaceTime me when you go in your room. My nails look so good. I hope this is the time she went and got him done. Not when she has the one hand done. Hey Ruth, good to see you. She says, my nails look so good. She says, when are you going to FaceTime? She questions the message. She says, Bae, I'm giving you a sneak peek. LMAO, you so cute. I can't, she says. FaceTime me before you sleep. He says, that was at 9:24. At 10:54, he says, you still up? I forgot. Good night, babe. That was at 10:54. Next morning, she says, hey, babe, at 7:54 a.m. He says, hey, I'm about to shower. She says, I just woke up. I feel so shitty in the morning. He says, yeah, I have a cough. Kenzie says, shit sucks. I literally taste my sickness. Dom says, what, like you taste mucus? Ew. She says, yeah, shake my head. It's terrible. Can we chill after school? Dom says, I don't know. I'm pissed Kyle isn't going to be at school again. She says, what the F again? Dom says, I should have just never been in his lunch. I barely even sit with him and Kristen. I should have just never, I don't know what that means. She says, true, maybe you can ask to change lunches. Maybe they will let you. Did you end up going to school? She says, trying to hang today? I miss my babe. He says, I got to do shit for a little, I think that's a typo, when I'm done. She says, okay, bet. What time are you free, babe? She says at 3:44 p.m. Babe? She questions her own message. If you're not going to answer, call, at least text me back. He says, I'm very busy right now. She said, okay, hit me up after. That was at 4:06 p.m. She says, let me come chill soon. Dude, he just said he's busy. You said, hit me up after. And then you send a text message. Let me come chill soon. Oh my God. I don't know how he dealt with this. Wonder if his parents knew about this. No, he tried to keep it from his mom because she was sick. Hey, Michelle. Dabs are potent, make you saw. Yeah. She didn't show his true colors in front of his mom. No, she didn't. Horror game. Can y'all survive 5 nights at Kenzie's? Nope. She says, let me come chill soon. When you're not as busy, text me or just scoop. He says, what's good? She says, I want to hang out soon. He says, I'll be busy till like 5:30 at least. You want to take some of those dabs though and get food when I can? She says, damn, I meant not that long. If you want, you can scoop. And yes, of course. She loved his message. He said, okay. She said, okay, hit me up when you're coming or when you're about to. He says, okay. She says, it's my sister's birthday too, so I must have to sing happy birthday to her at some point. When you think you're coming, I'm getting hungry, she says. Text me back. Removes an exclamation, removes a question mark. Dom says, I'm starving. I don't know. I'm in North Royalton, probably after this. She said, me too. And okay. She says, are you on the way there or coming back now? He says, I'm here right now, not on the way back yet. She says, oh, all right. Let me know when you're on the way back. She says, I'm cleaning up my room a little right now. She says, doing B-Day right now. That's at 6:09. Then at 6:22, she says, question mark, question mark, question mark. Are you coming? It's been an hour pretty much. He says, well, as soon as I got home, we were having a family drug intervention meeting. So that's more important. This is interesting that Dom says that. I forget about this. As soon as I get home, we're having a family drug intervention meeting. Who is this drug intervention meeting for? Dom? Or Angelo? That's how she operates. She bullies, picks and picks until she gets her way. So then he says, and don't double text me. Shit pisses me off. She says, so we're not getting food and doing dabs anymore today? After the family thing? Question mark. I'm so effing bummed. Can you talk on the phone? He says, no, we probably can. Just give me a little. She says, okay, bet. Should I eat or are we still getting food? Dom says, eat. He says, I told you to eat before. She says, LOL, when? And what time are we kicking it now? Babe? She questions her own message. She says, text me back, LMAO, at 7:12 p.m. He says, I don't know. She says, are y'all still talking? I want to take a dab. He says, not anymore. Just got to do some shit real quick. She says, okay, maybe bring me. I really want to get out of the house. Or when you're on the way back, question mark, question mark. He says, I'll get you when I'm home probably. She says, okay, how many stops you got? Well, I'm ready. Just let me know when you're on the way, babe. She says, are you coming soon? He says, sometime after 8. She says, damn, I don't want to get tired. Is there any way you can come sooner, babe? He literally said after 8, and she's like, come sooner. It's literally 7:49 p.m. Like, it was for the bro. We are having a drug intervention. Can we do dabs after? She should go clean those arse bumps. Nobody worth this drama. I can imagine both families when they heard this in court. Yeah, I know. Intervention, she needs it. All she does is get high. I know. She says, is there any way you can come sooner, babe? Please? Where are you at now? She questions her own message. He says, I'm still busy at 8:15 p.m. She says, bruh, just come get me. Let me just come with you. I'm so sick of waiting. You say you're going to get me a little later. After 8, I get ready, and then you're not here for another 2 hours. I've been ready for like 16 minutes now. She emphasizes her message. Dom, text me back. She moves an exclamation. Really? He says, driving. She says, get off D&D and come get me. He says, I'm not on D&D. She says, I'm done sitting here ready to go because you told me you were coming at 8-ish. He says, I got put behind. She says, just come get me now. I got all my shit together because you told me you were coming to come get me sometime after 8. She emphasizes her own message. Please just come. Question mark? She removes a question mark. Can you just not leave me on red? He says, I can't. She says, why? I'm effing ready. I've been ready. Like 20 question marks. Answer the phone. I swear to God. He says, see, nah, this is when we don't hang out. I still could have swooped, son. She says, what do you mean? Nah. You say in times, then just not coming? He says, soon. She says, okay, bet. Then just say that. She says, I need a dab. He says, no, I'm not now. She says, what? Oh my God, you better not pull this shit on me again after you told me we can finally chill today. You can't, you can just say, sorry. Obviously, I'm getting effing impatient. Just tell me you're coming soon and don't get mad. I'm literally begging you. Come on, please stop. He says, I would have able to swoop you in a little, but you always got to push me, like shake my head. She says, Dom, I'm just getting impatient. I hate how you always make me wait. Please just let me come so we can go get dabs together. I'm literally ready right now. Please don't make me get unready. He says, stop pushing me. The F? She says, I'm going to obviously just let me know when you're coming, please, or when you're about to. That's at 8:37. She says, I'm ready to run out my front door right now. 8:38. How much longer are you thinking? 8:39. I just don't understand how someone get unready. Yeah, like get in her PJs or something. First time I would have got series of messages like this, I would have changed my number, transferred school, and moved. Is she in the 5150 or not house? Cactus Lido. Not 16 minutes. Oh my God. 16 minutes is so much. Did he have to have her on red? I know, huh? Most texts in an hour. Yeah, dude. She doesn't care about his family problems. Nope. Restraining order. Yup. That's what I would have done. Okay. She says, how much longer are you thinking? She removes a like. She says, sorry, I'm just getting super impatient. She questions, how much longer are you thinking? Are you coming soon? He says, no, you're pissing me off. I finally ate. She says, how? I'm not trying to. You never ate? Question mark, question mark. I thought you ate when you were at home. He says, I've been busy. No, I never had time. She says, okay, I really want to take a dab. If you're not trying to get me, can I just get a ride? It's 9 and I'm going to get tired soon. Can you please soon come get me or let me get a ride soon? Wait, can you please come soon or let me get a ride soon? She says, please answer fast. I'm getting anxiety. He says, I don't want to chill. She says, you're joking. He says, I've been saying this for like an hour and a half. She says, I know you didn't just make me wait all day to tell me that. He says, bruh, I didn't make you wait. What were you waiting for? He says, what? Me? Question mark. Why the F you waiting on me? She says, you to come around 8. I got ready at 8. He says, and you've been pissing me off the last hour. Kenzie says, we were going to take dabs. Please don't be like this. He says, I got pushed back a little because of my mom. Now I'm effing mad. How the F you always piss me off? She says, I understand that you're busy 100%. It just bothers me that you told me around 8 and then now you're saying no. Why do you always blame everything on me and make me feel like shit? Like, why do you always have to make me effing cry? Please don't be like this, Dom. Let me come take a dab. Then if you're still mad, I'll leave. Question mark, question mark. Talk to me on the phone, babe. She removes an exclamation. Like, I don't know if you're still driving and shit, but you need to answer me. He says, blocked. Finally. Just now, blocked. He can't do anything without her constant interference. What is that? Like attachment disorder? Someone said it, like she's so controlling. She can't even let him do one thing. She's in prison. I can't imagine how Dom felt. Likely hopeless. She gives me anxiety just listening to her. I know. Cactus, she's in prison. Melly, always doing what you love. Oh, God's servant, Lieutenant Kenny. Thank you for being here. No, I'll still be over there. I just haven't been. Has he even been live? That little butt. I love my Hector. Thank you for stopping by. Just take a dab and get high or go home and sleep already. Dude, I would never. If someone leaves me on red and we have plans or doesn't get back to me, like, I'm moving on. Like, I'm absolutely moving on. Just no life. Dude. This is crazy. Kenzie was obsessed with rugs. Relying on him for attention, comfort, and money. She says, Dom says, blocked. at 9:09 p.m. She says, I should read you guys my text messages. A Melly text read. Just kidding. Everyone settle the fuck down. It was really about the rugs as much as it was about Dom. I think it was both. I think she had a crazy, sick obsession with him. As much as I think she has BPD and mental health issues, she is like obsessed with him. You guys, she's so obsessed she killed him. She couldn't take it. They had already been at the time of the crash. Remember, they had been broken up and they had just recently got back together. Dom was gonna leave her, like be done with her. I think he was hoping she would move in if he ignored her enough. She didn't let him get away. I wouldn't even blame BPD on that shit. No, I wouldn't, because people who have BPD don't act like this. They don't emotionally abuse their partner. Maybe some do. Not all. Depends. He says blocked. She says NIGG. What the F? He says, stop it. Stop blowing me up so I can get shit done. I just effing ate. You're selfish. If you didn't effing blow me up and make me late, then I'd be over already. She says, I am stopping. That was at 9:10 p.m. She says, what? He says, so effing stop. Trying to text me while I'm effing drinking. Effing dumbass. Oh, while I'm effing driving. Effing dumbass. Okay. I have a problem with this. Blocked. I don't like the name calling. That I'm not okay with, but I can understand why he's so upset. But I'm not okay with the name calling. But I guess if she was harassing me like that too, I would probably call her dumbass. He says, try to text me while I'm driving, effing dumbass. She says, I know you didn't just call me that. She says the N-word. And that's foul. I know I've said that before to you guys. Like, what is up with them saying this word? They're not even like, they're white. Like, what? It's so degrading and disgusting and racist. Anyways, maybe they don't mean it in that way, but whatever. Moving on. She says, Dom, did you unblock? He says, you didn't have to call me. No caller ID. Now she's calling him off of a private number. She says, Dom says, you didn't have to call me. No caller ID. She says, I did, Dom. I needed you last night so bad. Now it's the 23rd at 11:01 a.m. He says, no, I meant I unblocked you. Are you good? She says, no, Dom, better, but not the same. He says, why? She says, I literally had no one last night. Gracie bitched me out over some gay shit and it hurt. Like I was alone. I realized I didn't really have anyone. Realization. They thought it was cool, Melly, and it's disgusting. Yeah, unless you're Lil Baby or something, like I don't want to hear that. Listen to Little Baby. I just pulled that out of my ass. But you know what I mean? She says, I realized I really don't have anyone. She says, Kenzie, in the end, you really have no one besides your family. And don't take anything Gracie says to heart. She's not the brightest. And even people's family will F them over. Kenzie says, I need more than family. I need friends and support. I can't take the hate. I'm literally sad. I've been trying so hard to get hype and have fun, but shit in my brain keeps making me think too deep. And I've just been having these dreams and it's killing me. I needed you last night and you went on D&D. I didn't know what to do. It was terrible. I was at a really low point. Dom says, if you think you need friends and support, then you do. If you don't, then you don't. See what I'm getting at? Things will only bother you if you let them. He says, I think I got a book that can help you. It's not really long either. I haven't read it yet. She says, Dom, I try so hard with a lot of shit when you feel like they real, sad face. I can try reading, but shit makes me feel weird. Dom says, see, you got to get out of those mindsets. You've been in the wrong mindset for so long. You got to think like me and grab life by the balls. And only you have control over your brain. Kenzie said, it's hard to change something that's been built into your brain since you were little. This right here, I need to write this page number down. Remember I said, I've always said it in the lives with you guys, what made Kenzie the way that she is? And this comment, who knows, maybe she could be making shit up, but she says, since I was little. I wonder if she watched this toxicity at home with her own parents. Her behaviors are learned behaviors. You don't just come out of the womb harassing someone. You know what I mean? He is all she had. She burned bridges with everyone else. She's repeating modeled behavior. Exactly what I'm trying to say, Lakeside. I missed this the first time we read these. Or I didn't remember this. It's hard to change something that's been built into your brain since you were little. Natalie Shirilla, will you please stand up? We have questions. Do you want to join the chat? Do you want to join Mellyverse and become a babelet? She says it's hard to change something that's been built into your brain since you were little. So that toxic ass behavior. He says, nah. She says, and LMAO, grab by the balls. Dom says, that's what you think. Stop telling yourself that. He dislikes her message. She says, it's harder than you think. He said, you have control. She says, I feel like I have none. Dom says, not over everything, but you do over your brain. He said, it's because you tell yourself that you don't. He dislikes her message. And he says, and please, really take my advice. I'm not going to keep giving it. Kenzie says, I don't know, Dom. I'll try to, but shit's just not felt the same. Dom says, if I give you a book, read it. Read it twice. If you have to, 3 times. Underline shit that you F with or write it down. Kenzie says, I'll use Post-it notes. She said, psychological books make me feel bad about myself or like weird. I don't know. Well, Kenzie, they make you feel that way. I think there's a problem. Emotional damage. So she feels lack of control. She was living with her parents at this time. Think about it. Her parents are chaotic druggies, allegedly. If you guys want to hear Natalie, listen to the phone calls. We have a phone calls video coming tomorrow. I finally finished it. So you can go and see how much Natalie tries to be her friend rather than a mother. My opinion only. Her parents support her and deny it was red rum. Yeah. She says, I get off at 6:30 if you want to take dabs and talk about shit, and you can give me the book if we can. It's 11:15 a.m. He dislikes the message. He says, see, if they make you feel bad or weird, then you need to change something. Oh my God, that's exactly what I just said. He says, all you're doing is limiting yourself. She says, it's not like guilt. It just makes me feel weird. It's so hard for me to change sometimes. I just give up because I feel like I can't. I feel like I'm just hated on every day for nothing. Let me take a drink. I bet she thinks she's the best mom. Hey, Austin. She says, I feel like I just get hated on every day for nothing. Dom says, if you feel like you can't, then you can't. But the key is to make yourself feel like you can. Kenzie says, I tell myself I can, then I just end up not being able to. Like, I just haven't been the same. I'm like extra quiet and my anxiety's been so bad. Dom says, it's because you tell yourself that. Do you feel like you have to be high to do certain things? She says, like, I don't even want to smoke. Like, I only do it because they doing it like shit just not feeling right. The dreams just make my day weird from the start because I just want to know what they mean. Dom says, your dream is just a release of your emotions. You have anxiety, so it's in your dreams too. She says, it's never been like this, Dom. I know we think she's like insane, but maybe she is going through something mentally, you know? It doesn't make it right. But I'm just saying, like, maybe she is feeling some type of way too. Dom had to feel sorry for her. That's the only thing that makes sense. Steve and Natalie knew she was nuts and needed help and pinned her off on Dom. Yeah. She says, it's never been like this, Dom. Dom says, Kenzie, look, I'm gonna make it straightforward and simple. Stop effing complaining. You gotta deal with shit sometimes. Yeah, life is tough, but you're gonna get through it. And if you just learn to not give an F, you're gonna be way better off because the harsh reality is life isn't fair for everyone. But if you learn to deal with it, you'll be way happier. Think about it. There's probably hobos living in poverty somehow who are way happier. And if you can't get that, you need to not talk to me till you get that. She says, I'm trying to get a different mindset. I'm starting to. It's just been weird and it's hard to understand how I feel. Yeah. She's definitely not all there. Was she or is she on meds? I think she was as like a teenager, but because I remember reading about something like that. Natalie crocheted a bikini. Yeah, she did. Natalie should had crochet beans a vest. Clock it. If her parents would have put a stop to her and Dom, would she have killed them? Ooh, yeah. You mean like killed Dom and Davion? No. I think if the parents intervened, maybe not, or maybe so. Maybe she was just gonna go crazy regardless. He says, screenshot that and effing make it your screensaver if you have to. She says, I don't want to do that. He says, and stop making effing excuses and complaining. You're not effing five. Oh my God, I love Dom here. He says, I'm not being mean. This is constructive criticism. From what I see, you're not going to get anywhere. Wow. She says, I'm going to get somewhere, Dom. I'm just having a hard time. Like, I don't know how you would know if you haven't seen me. It's super hard to change something that you're used to. It takes time. Dom says, it's been effing 2 days. I haven't seen my grandma in effing 3 years. Stop effing making excuses and stop giving an F. I literally just told you to stop making excuses and complaining, and that's all you do. Those last two messages, get your effing mind right before you F yourself over. He's like angry. She says, it's not complaining, it's how I feel. I don't need you yelling at me. I want you to be nice about it. He says, you're complaining again and making excuses. See, you don't understand. Reread those messages and stop being an effing 5-year-old. If I give you advice, take it. And he says it again in caps. If I give you advice, take it. Stop effing complaining and making excuses and stop giving a F. If you can't control it, then don't give an F about it. Last time I'm saying it. Okay? Question mark. She says, I don't even know what to say. He said, you say okay. You say, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to change my life for the better and live like a effing boss till I die. You know who's a boss? Me. So what do I effing say if you want to be a boss? You're the only person I'm going to give this advice to. Anyone else should pay me. Do you understand now? Or at least on track to understanding? She says, I'm taking your advice. Dom says, you see, that made me so happy. I could shed a tear. I'm proud of you. You can do it. Please make sure to remember. Write it down if you have to. I lived more life than any 18-year-old I know. I beat addiction like 3 times. Okay, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's break this down a little bit. I'm freaking out over here. Okay, first of all, he's talking in like, I don't like that, like how he's like, oh, I'm Einstein. Like, chill out, Dom. We get it. But he says I beat addiction like 3 times, and he's already 18 here. She was like 15. Honestly, I wish he was calling her out more. I know. So basically, Dawn breaks it down so she could stop harassing him, and it cost him his life. She wasn't going to let him be with anyone else. He's got that motivational speaker vibes. He does. And this is very interesting. I beat addiction like 3 times. Hmm. I need to write this page number down. He says, I beat addiction like 3 times. And the hardest part about my addiction is I didn't know I was addicted. If I can do that, you can do anything. I've been borderline crazy my whole life. There's another one. It's all going one ear and out the other. I know. That's also true. He is saying very true things. He says, I've been borderline crazy my whole life. I never been okay. She says, you're one of the strongest people I know, Dom. Dom says, how you think I'm doing so good now? He says, I got guns pointed to my face and I'm still unfazed. I even try to swing on the dude. You don't give an F. Kenzie says, what do you mean I don't give an F? Dom says, not period. You got to care about some shit, but if you can't control it, then don't give an F. I was telling you not to give an F. He sends a picture of a book, and it's the book titled The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. He says, you're going to read this shit. She says, if I do this, you got to be there for me, Dom. Dom says, no, I don't have to be there. You have to be there for yourself. I can die tomorrow. Your mom could die tomorrow. Your whole family, who effing knows? Kenzie says, I don't want to go through this alone, babe. He says, you're not always going to have people there for you, so don't expect it or care. Kenzie says, I don't like to think about people dying. Dom says, I'm going through my own stuff alone. It's reality. Anyone can die. Lots of people I know have died. Kenzie says, everyone knows people that died. She says, I get off at 6:30. What are you doing tonight? He says, I don't know. I'm chilling with AJ and Carl for a little bit. I'll probably be busy for real. She says, try to chill with me. I want to hang with you. Just make a little time for me. I can even maybe bring you food. He says, probably not. She says, Dom, bruh, you haven't seen me in days. Don't be like this. Try for me. You don't even need to try hard. I miss my babe a lot. Dom says, no, we can't. She says, shake my effing head. You give time to everyone but me, and it's effing BS. You can't just keep doing this to me. Dom says, stop complaining. She says, stop making time for everyone but me. It's literally not okay. You tell me to change in hella ways, and you can't even chill with me. Dom says, yeah, I can't chill with you till you change your attitude. That's why you need the book. Kenzie says, if you think that's going to help, you're crazy. If I'm getting the book, I'm coming over. Dom says, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm an effing genius. Kenzie says, like, you really be making time for people that just be using you most of the time. I don't think geniuses are mean to their babes. Dom says, blocked again. She says, it was a joke. LOL. Chill out. Dom says, no, it's not. You're blocked. She says, don't, bruh. Dom, you get mad way too fast. Did you unblock? She says, and that's at 12:14. Then she says, am I unblocked? He says, yeah. She says, you better stop being weird around me. It makes me sad. He says, I'm not trying to. She says, you just be walking away from me when I try to be around you. I want to party with you. Like, I want to be around you. She says, babe, where you at? Oh, wait. So now it jumps to, he says, I'm not trying to. She says, we're on the 29th. You just be walking away from me when I try to be around you. I want to party with you. She says, like, I want to be around you. She says, babe, where you at? Where are you? He says, "What are you doing now?" At 8:36 p.m. She says, "I'm waiting for you, babe." She says, "Where are you at?" He says, she says, "Babe, when you coming up?" Dom, LOL. "I'm going in your room." "Is everything good?" LMAO. "Yo, do you hear?" Dom said, "What's going on?" She said, "Bruh, did Kyle hit her? It's loud AF. I just went down. What's happening?" Dom said, "Is everyone still in the bathroom?" Kenzie says, "Yeah, they're coming out. Me, Maddie left, so everyone did." Dom said, "Okay, wait a little and sneak back up and grab the bottle and come to us." She says, "Where's the bottle?" She says, "I'm up here." So did they end up going, sorry, jump days. Did they end up going to like a party? Who did Kyle hit? Did Kyle hit her? She says, "Bruh." Kenzie, stage 20, block her all day long. Nobody wants to party with Kenzie. She's smothering. Oh, Chicks, you're funny. Hey, Mary Beth. Hey, Richie. I would have been worn down the first series of her text messages. What bottle are they taking? Yeah, I think they were over at Kyle's house and everyone was hanging out there and they were drinking and Kyle started fighting with his girlfriend and everybody left. And they were trying to take the bottle. Okay. He said, so she says, "Did Kyle hit her? It's loud AF. I just went down." She says, "Me and Maddie left, so everyone did." He says, "Sneak back up and get the bottle." She says, "Where's the bottle?" Okay. She says, "I'm up here." Then it jumps to, bruh, I know. Lean. I'm going to go into March just a few days and then we'll end the live. I didn't want to mix the months, but we can go for a little bit longer. She says, "Waffles with chocolate chips." Wait, what's the waffles with chocolate chips? Do you guys remember from the first reading we did? It's rugs. It's rugs, right? They're code words. She says, "Waffles with chocolate chips at 11:58 a.m. Question mark, question mark. Dom said, "Sure." Or pancakes. Wait, is this code word or am I tripping? Didn't they have code words? No, it's waffles. Like, you're like, "No, Melly, like waffles that you eat." No, because remember the warm milk later and all that. So I thought this was one of the the code words. Okay, fine. It's waffles. All right. Waffles or pancakes. I think I did this last time too. Sounds like she wants breaky. They did have codes. They did. I don't know if this was one of them. I also wondered if he had confided his past essay to her and she threatened to tell. Yeah, she did know. She did know he was essayed. You guys didn't know about that. No, you thought it was a code word because they have them later, right? Okay, so it's not a code word yet. So she just wants bakey. He says, "Yeah, we can do that." She says, "Bet, babe." He says, "Which one?" She says, "Whatever." She says, "I don't really care. I hope I have time to eat one." She says, "You pick because I might not have time to eat." She says, "When you're done, come here." And that was at 12:13 p.m. And then at 2:18 p.m., she says, "Hella FAGS here." Ugh, they had them. "I'm drinking beer." My mom said, "Need a Melly long straw." Oh my God. I have my straw checks right here. I have my long straw. I want to get you some of those. I mean, you guys did. I was not here during the live. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Austin's right. There was code words, but this isn't one of them. It's really hard to crack those codes. Okay. She says hella FAGS here. You guys can see what that word is on the screen, so I'm not gonna say it. And then he says, for real, like who? Dom says, me and Chris was about to come and get subs. Kenzie said, Griffin. She said, and some of his friends. If you come, say hi to me. He says, should we go take his shit? Kenzie says, LMAO, yeah. She says, Griff is so gay. Dom says, who else is there with him? She says, a Muslim kid. Taco Bell's so busy. Dom says, that's what I was about to say. I was going to say hi, but there's so many people. We're just trying to get out. Kenzie said, what? Come. It's not busy right now. There's no one in line. Dom says, I'm about to get my food. She says, LOL, I see you. I just looked and I see your hair. Come over here when you get your food. He says, LOL. She says, I just seen a puff of curly hair and red. And I'm like, Dom, come over here soon. She says, where are you at 327? He says, we left. There was hella people. She says, damn, okay. Dom says, I walked over there and grabbed napkins. You were too busy. She says, you should have just said hey or something. LOL. What are you doing now, though? She says, work's starting to be gay AF. He says, Brett won't let me eat. Dom says, about to smoke a blunt. Y'all probably just really busy. Just wait. Kenzie says, he gave everyone a break but me. The mall closes at 6. Just sneeze. She says, I haven't ate all day. Like, I'm pissed AF right now. He said, then go on your break. Dom says, maybe they have no one to cover for you. Kenzie said, Blake is here. I asked to go on my break and he literally said, I'm not getting one today. I'm so effing mad. Like, and at 6, everything is closed. So like, what can I get? Literally nothing. I'm about to be home right now. I'll text you when I'm out of the shower. She says at 6:31 p.m. She says, what are you doing? He says, I'm eating. She says, let me come over. I have a ride, babe. She says, Dom? ? LOL. He says, one sec. Let me see. She says, okay. She says, I got to tell you some effed shit. LOL. She says, babe, just let me come. He says, okay, just come. She said, okay, on my way. That was at 7:58 p.m. Next morning, 11:51 a.m. She says, what up, babe? Dom? He says, what up? She says, what are you doing right now? I'm going to the doctor today. He said, in school. He said, for what? Was your pee red again? She's having some issues. Hey, Lala, good to see you, girl. Yeah, she knew and used it against him like a true narcissist. Yeah, Ruth is like, ? Say it louder. Were the codes with her and her dad? Yeah, but her and Dom have some too, I thought. Or no. Am I tripping? We'll find out. I can't deal with her begging. Her pee was red, so clearly she needs to go to the doctor. Dom says, was your pee red again? She says, LMAO, no. My stomach, like my lower part is hurting so bad, like I can barely walk. Dom says, what if we all got chlamydia from Antonio? Wait, what? Not the clap. From Antonio? Mega bladder infection. Dude. He says, I wonder if we got chlamydia from Antonio. Kenzie says, LOL. Dom says, mine hurt really bad too. Lakeside, me and you are like, what? Yeah. I said hi to you. I was saying. I know. It's funny. She says, Dom says mine hurt really bad too. Kenzie said, I just heard about that too. LMAO, Antonio. Yeah, I'll let you know what happens. I'm in so much pain. Dom says, okay. Kenzie said, Gracie wants to sue Carl. She told us today. Dom said, how? Carl should charge Gracie. Kenzie said, the grape thing. I forget about some things that happened. So Gracie's saying that Carl raped her? You guys, how did we forget this? This is a big deal. Who's Antonio? I don't know who Antonio. What were they doing? I don't even want to know. Yeah. Mm-mm. Keep me out of it, man. It's probably her period. He says, Carl should charge Gracie. Kenzie says the grape thing. Dom says, yeah, but how would she sue him? Kenzie said she screamed at him today for spreading it. She's saying it's not grape. Dom said he didn't get graped. Carl doesn't even think he did anything with Gracie. Kenzie says, yeah, she told us that he's telling everyone it was grape. This is effed. Dom says, LOL. Kenzie said, Carl is so dumb. LMAO. Look what I did. Unblock on Insta so I can send you a pic. Dom says, I did. She says, look, LOL. She says, babe, I feel really bad. Like I'm gonna puke. And my stomach is killing me. I feel like I'm dying. Dom says, just puke and go to the bathroom. I felt like that this morning. She says, I can't move. She says, I'm curled in a ball. And it's 3:57 p.m. She says, I keep getting cramps that hurt so bad. She says, I'm going now. Wish me luck, babe. Dom says, what you going for? Kenzie says, I don't know. My cramps and pee. I haven't been able to move for 3 hours. And I'm still getting repeated cramps. When I'm on the way back, want to chill, I'm getting food after. Dom says, I'm smoking with Kyle. She said, okay, well, I'm just getting to the doctor. After I'm saying I can bring you food. You want yes or no? She removes an exclamation mark. He says, oh no, we just chillin' the N-word. She says, okay, LMAO, just let me know if you want. I'm in line right now. He says, okay. She says, LOL, too late now. I just ordered. Me and Maddie just made some TikToks. She says, watch them. She says, LMAO, answer my shit. If you can talk to Maddie, you can't text me. Haha. Dom says, what's up? She says, N-word. What's the move? Me and Maddie are bored. He says, my car got a flat tire. Kenzie says, no way. Then just have Kyle get us. Or we can get a ride. He says, how? And we're going to get food right now. Carl's mom is driving us. She said, then just get us. Carl's mom can just have a packed car. Dom says, no. We full car. Maddie's is far. Kenzie says, LMAO, I can always have my mom drop us off after you get food. She's so like inconsiderate. Is it her that says the N-word? They both do, Cactus Lido. I wonder how that is going in prison for her. Probably not very well. She probably doesn't say it very much. Melly, we never reviewed the girl. We are going to review that, and we're going to review the church thing too. I've been working on some videos on the back end. She says, okay, and he's like, I have a flat tire, and she's like, I only care about myself. Like, she's so ignorant. She says, LMAO, I can always have my mom drop us off after you get food. Where are you getting food? Dom, babe. She questions it. He says, the mall. She said, answer about the first thing. Answer, Dom. LMAO. It's 8:35 p.m. She says, you can just tell me yes or no, so I'm not sitting here wondering if me and Maddie found a move. Like, it's really easy to text back. He says, I'm on 1%. Oh, there it is. The 1%. It's the first time it comes up. Dom says, I'm on 1%. We have an inside joke about that here. Someone on you posted Lee, she's apparently gay for the stay in prison. I wouldn't be surprised. The symptoms can all be dehydration. Cannot just drink Starbucks. 1%. Sorry, guys. Computer's at 1%. Bye. Just kidding. Look who's in the house. Look who's here. I'm here supporting Melanie. Love the facial expressions while you're reading this. Hilarious. Renee Enriquez in the house. Shout out to you. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. We do have a video that we did on Renee just recently, so you guys should definitely check it out. I like when he says 2%. Kidney infection from dehydration. I think she got a release date. No, she doesn't have a release date. Let's continue. He says, I'm on 1%. He says, you can just come over when I get home. She says, bet, save your percent till then. She says, and me and Maddie will come through. When are you going to be home? He says, like 5 minutes. She says, okay, bet. Just let me know when we can come because we're both ready. He says, I'm home at 9:07 p.m. She says, okay, we're coming. He says, when are you getting here? It's getting late. She says, I'm about to be there. She says, we're close. That was at 9:24. And then she says at 11:11, good night, babe. Sleep good. Dom hides in the bathroom and by claiming his phone is almost dead. I know. 1% is likely bullshit. It is bullshit. Dom says, I dropped my phone in the side of my bed, so I just woke up. He says at 8:09 a.m. She says, holy shit, really? At least you didn't wake up too later. Want to get food when you're home? He says, my car has a flat. She said, oh, true. Want me to bring food then? She says, wait, never mind. LOL, we can DoorDash. He says, that's a lot more money though, and it's harder to figure out what I want. She says, true. Want to just chill then? He says, yeah, let me get home and see what I'm going to get done today and how I'm going to do it. She says, okay, bet. He says, I don't know what time I'll want to chill though. She says, it's cool. Just let me know when I'm with Maddie right now. And if we chill after 4, my mom can bring us food. He says, okay, for sure. She says, why mom gonna babysit why is my mom gonna babysit one of Nikki's kids? When I left, she asked for my mom's number and one of the kids about to come 3 days a week. Dom says, which one? She says, I don't know yet. I wish it was all of them, LOL. What one? Lana? Dom says, I don't know. She says, I think she's watching Lana. She says, OMG, all 3 are coming. Dom says, LOL. She says, I'm so excited. All the babies. Dom says, LOL. She says, what are you doing now at 3:18 p.m.? She says, text back, babe, at 3:20. So literally a minute and a half later. These 2 weren't even getting down. No, they weren't. They weren't. Ooh, creating content. Ooh. I love your channel, Renee, too. So thank you for being here. You guys definitely have to check out Renee's content. Renee Enriquez Uncensored, aka Boxer. Everyone's gonna go grab their torches and their pitchforks. She says, text back, babe, 2 minutes later. She questions it. He says, I'm busy fixing my car. She says, okay, hit me up after. Just call me after you do some sales. She says, I'll talk to you soon. That's at 6:00 p.m. 6:28. Do you hear how bad it's getting on your side? I'm low-key scared. He says, what's up? She says, when are you coming? And did you hear the thunder? Are the roads bad? She questions her on message. Babe, LMAO, answer me. He says, sorry, I just got to Trevor's. There was a cop and shit. It was super sketch. She says, oh shit. After Trevor's, can you scoop me? Question mark, question mark. He says, let me see. Probably. She says, when are you leaving? Babe? He says, I'll leave soon. She says, okay, yay. He says, on the way. She says, bet at 7:17 p.m. He says, actually, you want to not chill tonight? She says, I'm already ready. Shake my head. Are you serious? Call me right now before I flip the fuck out. She laughs. She says, Dom, I swear to God. He says, why? We got to not chill a lot. She says, why? How about you tell me why you consistently pull shit like this on me? Read what you said. He says, come on, Kenzie. She says, Dom, answer the effing phone. You can't just tell me we're going to chill later and then do this. It makes me flip the F out. You literally said we can chill. Dom says, okay, fine. I won't say we can anymore if I don't know if I'm going to. She says, I'll go text you to chill and think, damn, I hope he actually says yes this time. And when you do, I get happy because you always say maybe. It's probably, I'm just used to saying no. I don't know why the F, you always got to do some shit at the end where it makes me flip the F out. I was literally sitting downstairs with my bag and effing shoes on, yay, now I get to get effing unready and be bored again. Who gets unready? Actually, let's not chill. Because you're psycho, Kenzie. That's why. I love when Dom cancels. Yay! Just subscribe to you. Thank you, Kristen. Yeah, you guys all should subscribe. Go subscribe. Thanks for the plug, Melly. Yeah, I'll drop the link. I'll drop the link for you guys. It's a good channel. Okay. I'll drop the link in a sec. She says, I was literally downstairs. Now I need to get unready. Oh, here it is. Keep it. Go subscribe. You guys can comment and say, Melly sent me. Babelet sent me. I love Dom's canceling fetishes. Dude, if someone can't like D&Ds me though, I will be a little pissed. Okay. So she says she's gonna get unready again. She says, oh, and now you gotta answer. Thanks so much, Dom. She removes an exclamation. He says, Kenzie, can we just chill tomorrow or something? She says, but we both know you're gonna say no tomorrow. Like, this isn't fair at all. 7:32 p.m. He said, nothing is fair. She says, you can try to make it fair. Like, what the F? If I agree we're not chilling tonight, we chilling tomorrow. He says, well, I don't know what I'm gonna have to do tomorrow. These are crucial days. I'll explain to you in person. She says, and then why the F would you say we can chill tomorrow or something? I don't know what that means 100%, but it probably is. I guess we can just chill another day or something. He says, Kenzie, I don't want to be arguing. Let me explain to you later. She says, can you FaceTime me later though? I don't either. It makes me sad. She loves his message. He says, no, like I'm going to be really busy the next couple days because I got to get a lot of shit done. She says, with sales? ? And when will you have time for me? Sad face. Can you try to just chill with me at night one of those days or just bring me with you one day? That's at 7:39 p.m. 8:17, he says, what are you doing now? Did you start reading that book? She said, I just bought some shoes. Yeah, a little. I got blue Jordan ones. They so cute. He says, let me see. She says, FaceTime me. I already FaceTimed you twice and you didn't answer. She says, Dom. Still no answer. He says, what? Oh, I crashed. Oh, he says, hold on. The next morning. So he ignored her. He says, what? I crashed out super early and slept hella long again. 9:39 a.m. She says, well, your sleep is always more important, but you could have told me you were going to bed. She says, I want to show you my shoes. He says, I didn't know I was going to bed. He says, send pic. She said, it's okay, babe. I hope you slept good though. She said, I'll send you one right now. She says, LOL, look. 10:36, she says, chill with me sometime today. He said, I might have to drive to the east side. She says, if you do, I can just hold it on me or we can chill later after you get some shit done. I'm still low-key mad at Maddie. He said, stop effing texting me so effing shady. Wait, what? 10:37. Yeah, he says, stop texting me so effing shady. I was looking for him yesterday, so I watched a different guy. Who? I just did a secret hotel meeting episode and her family's on it. Ooh, we need to watch that. Maybe we can watch that here. I'm intrigued. Hey, Jesse, good to see you. She says, so Dom said, stop effing texting me. Kenzie says, whatever, Dom, maybe try being nice about it. Is it hard to say, quote unquote, can you stop texting me, sus? Then I'll be like, oh, okay. Dom says, okay. She says, just text me in like an hour or something when you're done being mean. What time will you not be busy? She says, babe, text back. He says, I don't know. I'm eating right now. Then I don't know what I have to do. She says, well, after you do what you got to do, can you get me or can I get a ride to you? What are you eating? I'm hungry AF, LMAO. Dom says, Chick-fil-A. She says, are you serious? Oh my God, that sounds so good right now. Chicken minis. He says, yeah. She says, well, lucky you, LMAO. It's hard to find food at Maddie's. Dom says, LOL. She says, like, we can't eat anything. I'm also bored as F. She says, what are you doing at 4:46 p.m.? Dom says, running around. She says, how's that? And you still down to chill later tonight? She says, babe, at 5:49, you replied dry today, 5:59. Like you've been answering every hour, 6:09. She removes a question mark. Why are you not answering now? 6:51 p.m. Questions her own message. She says, it's been 2 effing hours. Like, what the F? You don't even know how pissed this shit makes me. Like, you're on your phone texting other people. You can take 6 seconds to text me back. It's not that hard. He said, my phone's on 1%. If anybody ever tells me my phone is on 1%, we're going to have problems. He says, my phone's on 1%. She says, okay, question mark. Don't you have a charger in your car? When are you going to be able to hang out tonight? Because if for real, better not be late AF. Dom says, no, I accidentally left it at Kyle's. She says, okay, scoop me soon at 7:14 p.m. Then at 7:17, 3 minutes later, she says, answer to more than one thing a day. I don't want to ask 60 times. She questions his message. When are you going to be home? Question mark, question mark, question mark. He says, I'll be home around 8. My bad. You're going to be proud of me though. Kenzie says, okay, babe, can you come get me at 8? He says, around then. She says, okay, come as soon as you can. I'm at Maddie's. I can go home if you want me to be closer. He says, okay. She says, Maddie's or mine, babe? LOL. So what are you doing with AJ and Carl? She says at 7:37. Do you want to answer? She questions her own message. Shake my head. Never mind, bruh. She says, I swear to God, I heard you on Carl's live. Question mark, question mark. When are you coming? Dom. He says, I'm home. I'm home now. My phone died. She says, okay, bet. Can you get me from Maddie's? Babe. He says, can you get a ride? She said, yes, I can come now. Question mark. He says, leave in like 20. She says, can I just come in 10? Can I come at 8:40? I really want to leave. He says, yeah, leave Maddie's at 8:40. She says, okay, bet. I will. She says, I'm on my way at 8:49 p.m. She says, babe, come. Dom? She questions her own message. He says, 5 minutes. She says, Dom, I'm not just trying to sit here alone. It's been more than 5. She says, that was at 9:14. Then it jumps to the next day. Babe, I don't know what to wear with my Jordans. 9:11 a.m. He says, all black. She says, I found one. You're going to be like, damn, babe. I looked cute AF today. Just wait. Ew. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't look cute AF. Wait till this chick starts counting down till she gets answers. I know. I know. You guys count down to me too, huh? In the chat sometimes. um, she says, I look cute AF today. Just wait. He says, for sure. She says, I'm starting to like this book a lot too. It's interesting. He says, how far are you? She said, not really far, but I'm getting there. I'm going to try to read to page 100 this morning. Dom said, it's a small book. So yeah, that's good. She said, is the Navy SEAL thing real? Like, did he actually get torn apart by a parachute? Like, is this based off of a real person? Dom says, who's it by? I never read the book, so I wouldn't know. I love how he's giving her self-help books and telling her, like, read them. And then he doesn't read them. It's probably at 1% if he's doing errands. Thanks for being here, Richie. Yeah. His phone's probably not even dead. He says, I never read the book, so I wouldn't know. She says, oh, damn. She says, it's Admiral William H. McRaven, U.S. Navy retired. Dom says, it probably is a Navy SEAL because it's called Making Your Bed. That's like a military thing. Kenzie says, you're going to like this book. Like the parachute thing is effed. Dom says, how far are you now? She says, oh, chapter 4, I had to go to school. He says, how many pages? She said, let me see. He said, try to read it every morning for a little, like while you're eating breakfast and stuff. Kenzie says, I can do that. And page 34. Dom says, okay, when you get home, read till 50. But if your mind starts getting tired, don't. Or if it does. She says, okay, what are you doing right now? It's 11:36 a.m. He says, I just got home at 1:07 p.m. She said, how was school today? Hang out sometime today? Question mark. And then she says, nice answer, Dom, LMAO. He says, I don't know what I'm doing today. Probably playing some b-ball. Kenzie says, Maddie works today, so I'm going to be home soon. I'll hoop with you if you want to chill. She says, look at Insta. She questions her own message. Babe? He says, I got to do stuff. I'll hit you up if I can chill. She says, are you going to answer? I'm going to just be cleaning. Sorry, I thought you left me on red. He says, okay, I'll talk to you in a little. 4:17 p.m. She says, okay, babe. She says, when do you think you will be free? At 5:22, so like an hour later. She says, I hate Joey and AJ so much, bruh. Like, how can you just sit there and hang with them? They are such bitches. Like, shake my effing head. Now she's mad about the friends. Does she have a car at this point? No, I don't think she's got the car yet. It's at 1% because it's going off with her text. Yeah, actually, that's true. I want to block her. She says, they're just such bitches and shake my head. She says, like, yeah, treat me shitty when I smoked all your broke asses up in the summer. She sends a picture. Is that a picture or a TikTok video? Oh, it's a TikTok video, I think. She says, babe, what's going on now at 6:32 p.m.? He says, I'm really tired and doing a couple things. I'll hit your line soon. She says, okay, scoop when you're done. He says, maybe. She says, I'll give you 3 kissies if you come. Ooh, all of our inside jokes are coming back. Who wants 3 kissies? Oh, now she's back. 𝗠𝗲𝗹𝗆𝗆. Always someone else's money. Always. He probably gets so annoyed. I know. She says, I'll give you 3 kissies if you come. He says, make it 4. Oh. He says, LOL. She says, okay, babe. She says, text me soon. She says at 6:34 and then at 7:07, she says, babe, when are you going to be done? Please come soon. Really? So you're just about to not answer now? She questions her own message. Like, I have been waiting for 30 minutes for you to tell me yes or no. There's no way you're still talking to that person. I didn't mean to piss you off. You can't just get mad when we're talking about me and you. No answer. Bruh. No response. Look what someone just posted. Dom says, what, at 10:09 a.m.? She sends a change.org link. Dom says, the Phil thing? She says, yes. Holy shit. Dom said, LOL, I seen this morning. Kenzie said, WTF? Dom says, Phil is a bully, I guess. Kenzie said, yeah, I'm grossed out that I used to be cool with him. Like, I could puke. Not even joking at all. Dom says, what a weirdo. She says, like, what if he did this to me, bruh? I was literally at his house. Dom says, what did he even do? Kenzie says, did you read it? Dom says, kinda. She says, I didn't really read it all. No, he always needs his phone on. No, that's gross. That's 25 texts to Dom's 5. Dude, the kissies, ew. 3, I know. Lala's like, I know, I'm good. No quiero. She says, I didn't really read all. She says, apparently there's proof he was like touching on her without consent on the school camera and they did nothing. My mom just signed it. Oh, Natalie, signing petitions for change.org. How about we make one for your daughter and then you sign that? How would you like that, Natalie Shirilla? Dom says, LOL, let's just start pushing the Miss Hackman again. Kenzie says, LOL, okay. I'm about to read in a sec too. Send me the link. Dom says, okay. She says, I'll post the Hackman thing. Then she says, Uzi album sucks. Dom says, I only listened to one song partway. She says, I don't like it. And then she sends a picture of herself. Ew. That's really small, so I can't show you guys. Sorry. She says, want to get Umi sushi today at 12:45 p.m. He says, I'm going to be really busy today. She said, damn, well, Maddie works today. So maybe if you have time at all today, we can hang. Or even for a little, you can bring me with you. Question mark. Then sends a picture. She says, her hair at the end, bruh. WTF. Dom said, who is that? Kenzie said, Dima and Emo Zoe. And she sends another picture. Dom said, who was fighting? Kenzie said, Vinny and Yosef. Dom says, bruh, they both can't fight. Kenzie said, I'm dead AF. Like, why would he fight yourself? Like, he's a fat kid. Dom says, I don't even know. Kenzie said, so fried. I hate how they use fried. Thanks, Melly, for not showing us the pics. It's like the Snapchat pictures of herself. Say, I know, is my trademark. Melly was on point with it. Tres, I know. Here's the pic. Y'all are funny. We still have to do TikTok, the TikTok videos. So maybe I should schedule that for you guys so you guys can see her modeling. Is Abuelita in here? She's gonna yell at me. It's not modeling. She says, so fried. Then she sends another picture. Kenzie says, look who I just seen at 3:37 p.m. She says, like, how? I'm so effing mad. Like, my paycheck was literally $81. Well, Kenzie, you know, for your job, you get paid according to the hours you work. So if you only got $81, it's because you were high and leaving most of the time. So hence your $81. Dom says, how many hours did you work? You sure they didn't try to scam you? Kenzie says, I don't know. I'm so pissed. Dom says, think about it. If you worked more than 8 hours, no way it's 81. He says, I'm about to shower though. I'll talk to you later. That's at 4:17 p.m. She says, I'll look at my hours soon. I'm at the mall asking what places hire at. After a shower, you want to hang? He says, I still got a lot of shit to do. Got to stay focused. She says, gay. I just drove around. I was the one driving. When you're done, you better come get me, she says at 4:56 p.m. He says, I will try, babe. No promises. She said, okay, babe, do good today and text me when you're almost done. I'm about to shower in like 5 minutes. She says, Maddie got Jordans. Low key mad, but I mean, Dom said, LOL, which ones? She's all jealous that Maddie got Jordans. She's like, she's copying me. She got the same shoes as me. Bitch, they sell them online. Everyone has them. You girls is funny. I think Natalie's going to do something. She can be, hey, Natalie, you're welcome to come in here and hang out. Damn, tóxica. I know. Thanks, Mabu. Love the dialect. We're all funny. She said, Dom says, LOL, which ones? She said, the maroon ones, but they're not even that cute. But I'm like, really? She really had to get a pair 2 days after me. Dom says, she's a follower, babe. Be proud. Kenzie says, I hate when people copy me so much, but at least I only paid $90 and she paid $120. She says, babe, you need to FaceTime me. She says, for 2 seconds. She says, scoop me soon. So she went from 8:22 to 9:03. Scoop me soon. I want to see you. She says, call me. 9:25. Why are you not answering now? 9:37 p.m. She questions her on message at 9:41. She removes a question mark at 9:43. Dom, text back. 9:47. Dom, 9:57. Did you block? Question mark, question mark. 9:58. When your phone turn on, get me. 10:09. He says, I'm tired. I'm about to go home and sleep probably at 10:25 p.m. She says, okay, we can just hang out tomorrow then. And FaceTime when you're home? Babe, she says at 10:40 p.m. He says, I'll just FaceTime you tomorrow morning or something. She said she loves his message. At 8:39 a.m., she says, morning, babe. When you're up, let me come over. Imagine you go to sleep and someone's like harassing you. And then you wake up early as hell and you're still being harassed. Melly shows Kenzie's TikToks. Yeah, we finished the Snapchat. Peep the playlist. I'll try to squeeze it in tomorrow. We have a full day tomorrow. I don't have an appointment today. Who's scooping? Is someone scooping tomorrow? I'm scooping. God damn, she's yes, she is. Who's scooping? Damn, she a bugaboo. I'm dead. Lala, you're cracking me up. I know. No queremos a bugaboo. She says, when you're up, let me come over. He says, what are you doing at 11:56 a.m.? She says, getting my nails done right now. Probably going to be done soon if you want to hang. He said, that's dope. He says, yeah, probably. I got to get shit done. Then I'm going to Key Gawk tonight. Is that a typo? She says, I'm salty because the girl who was doing them cut my skin up. She says, damn. She says, you got an extra ticket? Babe, after I get my nails done, let me drive with you. When you leave Kyle's, scoop me from the mall or my house. Dom says, are you still at the mall? I want food. She says, I'm there. She says, come up. She says, LMAO, how was I supposed to know you were balling? It's not a big deal. My bad. She says at 3:27 p.m. She said, if you scoop, I'll get you food though. He says, don't come at me crazy for not texting you for 5 minutes. Yeah, about time. So her Jordans were real and yours are questionable. I don't know. It's so dumb, Q. So dumb. She says, Dom says, don't come at me crazy for not texting you for 5 minutes. He says, I don't want food anymore. I already ate. Oh, now he's mad. She says, my bad. I didn't know I was being like that. She said, well, still get me after. He says, I think I'm gonna be busy. She says, how did you eat within 5 minutes? Then bring me. You said you were going to try to hang with me yesterday. You can bring me for 1 day. He says, I didn't. She says, you didn't what? She questions her on message. Because you did say you were going to try yesterday. She says at 3:31. Then she says, bruh, Dom, scoop. He says, no, I got to do stuff. She said, babe, please. She says, I want to hang with you today. Like, chill with me before that concert. You could have hung out with me instead of Kyle. Really, babe? You could answer the phone. He says, I was barely even at Kyle's. She says, I don't know. I'm trying to see you. Like, we haven't chilled in a couple days. I miss you. He says, I have to go to the concert in an hour, so I can't. She says, how long is the concert? At 4:42 p.m. She says, like, I hate how you make time for all your friends, but you only sometimes try with me. Sad face. After the concert, can we chill then? She says, my UTI meds might have canceled out my birth control. I'm scared. Here we go with the gaslighting manipulation. So now she's like, I'm scared I'm pregnant. Dom doesn't want to hang out with the pinche tóxica. 1%. Yeah, she says, my UTI meds might have canceled out my birth control. I'm scared. Dom says, I had to give Kyle stuff. He said, are you sure that's a thing? Abortion is still legal too. Oh, I have to sneeze. I forgot this part. Sorry, I had to sneeze 3 times in case you guys were wondering. He says, are you sure that's a thing? Abortion is still legal too. This is messed up. Bless you, Millie. Thank you, Avi. He probably would have married her if she asked or would have forced him. Kenzie says, I looked up my meds and it said I'm good, but still kind of scared. LOL. Dom says, I don't think it can. He says, I don't think it'll affect it. Kenzie says, can I come chill with you for a little? She says, I hope so. She says, I just passed your house with Lexi and I'm about to be home. Dom says, no, I'm taking a shit. I gotta go do shit later. At 5:30 p.m. He says, then prep for Glock. She says, let me prep with you, babe. She says, I'm home right now and I'll just leave when you about to go. Dom says, no, we can just chill later. He says, tomorrow I got a Cavs game. She says, bring me to Cavs. I work, never mind. But like, promise we chillin' later. Like, I wanted to chill now because Maddie and them want to hang with me too. I want to see you today. I miss you. Dom says, I don't know. It's going to be really late. She says, why are you going now then? How long is it? Like, just let me see you now, babe. Like, I can literally leave whenever. Babe, answer me. 5 question marks. He says, we getting lot right now. Are we getting lit right now? He said, and we're going to be back really late. She said, who are you going with? I wish I could just come. Like, I miss my Dom. She questions her message about who's he going with. Dom says, me, Angelo, Ashish, Ryan, and Trey. Kenzie says, well, I can tell you're about to have hella fun, LMAO. I'm going to come chill as soon as you're home after the concert. She says, what time does it start? She says, text me when it starts so I'm not wondering why you're not texting back. She says, you have fun and be safe. Text me later. He says, okay. And that was at 7:34. He says, we're on the way, babe. She says, bruh, I effing hate AJ and Joey so much. And okay. She says, like broke ass N words that I smoked up plus rides all summer and they can't even answer me on time, chill with me, but they can effing hang with 𝗏𝗛𝗆. Like shit makes me so mad, fake AF. Like I effing hate how everyone's busy 24/7. And if they not, I get ignored by literally everyone in the world. Okay, so this is right here is a sign that nobody likes you. So figure your shit out, Kenzie. She was not taking birth control. It usually makes people gain weight. No way she agreed to that. I don't know if I believe her either. And they can mess up. They can. Kristen says probably 𝗏𝗛𝗆 is an annoying AF. I'm pretty sure she had some kind of eating disorder. Okay, she says, everyone's ignoring me. Dom, I'm so done right now. AJ is just an effing bitch. Dom says, damn, why? She said, Insta. Look at Insta. I'm so effing mad. He's cut off. Why do fake people love me? Dom says, I don't know, bruh. She says, like mad? I drove them everywhere, got them weed and food. Like what? Dom says, that doesn't matter. She says, what the F do you mean it doesn't matter? They are literally users. 5 question marks. Thanks for the support. So helpful. I bet you're going to still be cool with him after this too. She likes her own message. Dom, you better hang out with me after this concert. I swear, she says at 9:03 p.m. Babe, when is it over? At 10:35 p.m. Please tell me at 10:46 p.m. I work tomorrow, and if you end up not wanting to hang, I'm literally going to cry at 10:46 p.m. When are you going to be home, Dom? At 11:07 p.m. This shit is so gay. How is this concert still going on if it started at 7? It doesn't add up. At 11:14 p.m. Dom finally responds, it's going to be over soon. Ashish has VIP, so we got to wait for him. She says, what time will you be home? Like, I can't just come over at 2 a.m. Dude, he's at a concert. Get your ass to sleep, Mr. Bean. He doesn't want her there. Yeah, and this is how she ruins everything. She finds out she's not included with anyone. You're not effing special, Kenzie. Get your ass to bed. Evie's like, what is wrong with her? She says, I can't just come over at 2 a.m. It's already 11:20, guys. She says, bruh, if we can't hang tonight, I'm going to flip out. Like, then I can't see you all day tomorrow because of shitty Taco Bell. He says, I'll come to Taco Bell. She says, you would do that? I miss you. I'm so sad right now. Was the concert good though? What time will you be home? If it's super late, just come over my house and cuddle me for a little. Ew. Who would want to even cuddle her? Anyways, okay. She says, I might just sleep tomorrow. I work at 1. We can hang early tomorrow? Question mark, please. Dom says, I don't know. When I get back, for real, maybe like 12:30, that would be early. She says, if I stay up, I can come 100%. It's worth it. She said, FaceTime me when you're home. She said, Yeah, FaceTime me when you're home. Babe, he said, I'm ox. What does that mean? It's already midnight. Oh, it's already 12:31 at night. She says, when are you going to be home? He says, I don't know, still in Cleveland. She said, really? She said, tomorrow I'm going to call you early. Night. She said at 1:06 a.m. He says, sorry, we had to take Sean to his car and find Trey. It was a mess. She says, sad face, we can't all be winners. I'm stealing that line. We can't all be winners. World's crappiest girlfriend goes to, thank you, Ramon. Says I'm an excellent reader. She says, we can't all be winners. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna call you when I'm awake. It's already 1:07 a.m. He says, okay. She says, I work at 1. I want to see my babe before. He says, okay. He says, I'm finally about to sleep at 3:30 a.m. At 8:12, she says, I'm up. She says, I want to come. He says, I'm asleep. She said, we can hang at about 6:30. She says, we chilling at 6:30. She says, you're not sleeping. He says, not anymore, LOL. Dude. He says, why you say that though? She said, thanks for texting me that you're up. It's 1:00 p.m. in the afternoon. He says, NIGGA, what? She said, I told you I wanted to hang in the morning and you just said you're going to sleep. I'm on my way to work now and I seen your car is not there. She's driving by his house. He says, I just got up and got gas. She said, oh, LOL, you usually take a minute to get up in the morning. At 6:30, when I get off, can we hang, babe? He says, no. She says, why? Like, no? What do you mean, no? We were supposed to chill last night. She says, you're making me so mad. He says, you just making me mad. What do you mean? You come at me crazy. She said, LOL, it wasn't crazy, Dom. Do you not remember last night? Like, I miss you, Dom. I haven't seen you in days. He says, you called me out saying I wasn't sleeping when I got up at like 12:30, went to get gas and work out. And you were mad for what? Because you wouldn't have had time to chill anyways. She said, sorry, I just miss you. Like, I'm trying hard to hang. He said, maybe later. She said, at 6:30? Question mark. I'll be home. I'll go home, change, then come see my babe. She said, how was last night though? He said, maybe. She questions her own message. He said, it was okay. She said, okay, bet. And damn, I seen like 3 videos and it looked fun. Are you still coming to see me today? Dom says, I got to get my car fixed. She says, what happened? He said, it's getting fixed. She said, what happened to the car, Dom? Dom said, nothing. It's been needing fixed. Kenzie says, I'm about to be home at 4:42 p.m. She says, can I come over? I will get a ride. You can answer the phone. So you can decline but not text back? Dom says, I'm busy. She says, how? It's Sunday, Dom. Make some mother effing time for me before I flip out. Like, I don't know why you giving me time is so hard. Like, I waited till 12:30 when you said you were going to be home. And then you just say, I'm just going to go sleep and get home at 3 a.m. You're going to make me flip out. Like, it's actually sad how little you try to hang with me. Like, you're busy 24/7. Answer the phone, she says. Dom says, I don't know what that means. I'm doing what? Is that a typo? She says, Dom, you're literally just doing he says, I'm doing shit. She says, Dom, you're literally just doing shit that I used to do with you. Like, show some fucking effort. I effing say and waiting till 12:30 last night. When are you going to be home? Which you obviously weren't home. I've been waiting effing days to hang with you. She emphasizes her message. All 2 of them. She says, bruh, if you don't call me, I'm going to flip out more than I am right now. Like, what the F? She says at 5:15 p.m. I know you're not on D&D. If you're on D&D, you're such a dick. Answer right now. So you're going to beg me for something? I say that, yes, and then you can't see me for 4 days? Then you're going to be active on Insta and ignore me while you're active? Like, what type of shit is that? Do you know how that makes me feel? Like, it's mean ass shit. 5:31 p.m. Dom says, Kenzie, give me a sec. I'm doing something big. Kenzie says, get the F off D&D right now. Oh, and I thought your car was getting fixed. Like, are you lying to me? She says, get me after. We need to talk about shit. She says, at 6, come get me. She emphasizes her message. Like, this isn't effing fun for me at all. You always been doing some BS like this to me, and you're gonna leave me on open too? And you're still on D&D? Like, WTF? She removes an exclamation. The only thing you're doing right now is lying to me. Oh, this girl. Mackenzie pushes the wall. She always acts like she cares. William says she needs an intervention, mental institution. This is far from normal. I'm at 1%. Melly, what are their ages? Lala, he's 18 and she's like 15 going on 16, I think. She says the only thing you're doing right now is lying to me. She says, I'm about to just stop trusting you if you're gonna be like this. You never trusted him. You never did. We know this. She says, like, who the F acts like this? Like a 10-year-old. Okay, I'll just get a ride. She loves her own message. He says, what? He says, hold up at 6 p.m. in the evening. She says, you better come. Come at 6:30 or 7. That's literally the latest. 6:30 or 7, we're going to hang out before. All you want to do is sleep. Question mark. Okay, leave me on red. Removes an exclamation. Shake my head. Don't be like this again. Dom says, it must have been by accident. Let me get my shit done so we can just chill. Kenzie says, for real, hurry. I don't want to end up coming over at like 8 or later. I want to come now. Please, just hurry. Oh, you left me on red again? He says, I don't know how it's doing that. Maybe in my hand. I'm going to be done pretty soon. But I don't want to chill if you're going to keep acting like this. She says, acting like what? I'm excited. I thought you were going to make me wait till 8 or 9, but bet. And I'm not trying to act anyway. I just want to come over and see you. He says, okay, you'll be able to come soon. She says, no way. Okay, I'm ready. When are you going to be home? At 7:30 p.m. He says, I'm about to be home. Leave in 5 minutes. She says, bet. She says, can I come now? So that went from freaking 7:31 p.m. to 7:37. Can I come now? Okay, we're going to end it there. We're 3 hours over 3 hours. We're ending it on March 9th. So we did more than I planned because I only wanted to get through February. But we'll start from March 9th tomorrow. I will do an earlier reading tomorrow. Early lives. She drove Dom and Davion into a wall. I first heard about it. Yes, I have a playlist. For those of you that are new to the Kenzie case or not as familiar, check out the playlist. We have body cam, Snapchats. I got all of her files, her evidence package. We are going to be going over the TikToks, finishing the Instagram, and then scheduling more text messages. We also do have more body cams to review, so we'll be busy. We'll be streaming live tomorrow early in the day, so definitely make sure you turn on your notifications. Shout out to all of you guys for hanging out. I love and appreciate you guys. Thank you, Melly. Yeah, 3 hours in. I always have such a good time rereading these, so I can't wait. I can't wait until you guys were reading 2021. Wow, 5150. Hold up a minute. You're calling me a child? Yeah, I'm inside. Ain't trying to see no mountain lions. Y'all have a great night. Thank you, Melly. Thanks, Kristen, for being here. Melly, what's the menu for tomorrow? We have Brian Koberger tomorrow. We might have Gypsy. We have Jody Arias tomorrow. We have Kenzie. We have David case, and we have an update on a few other cases. So I'll definitely be on earlier tomorrow. I had to get my nails done today, so I didn't go on earlier. I know. Don't come for me. I'm surprised he did not take her out. The way she talks about the friend group and even the adults around seems like most of them are dirty. Nobody cares about her. Thank you, Melly. Thank you, Evie. Thank you, Kate, for being here. No, thank you, Melly. You're the best. Melly, guess what I'm going to ask for? I already know what you're asking for, Tiffy. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all your time. And shout out to Chuck's for the membership. And Tara. Oh, Richie. I just saw this. Oh my God. Why didn't you guys tell me? I saw Chuck's donated again. My bad. I was reading the text when I'm super into the text. I have to go to a different screen. So Chuck's, if you're still here, I love you and appreciate you. Who got the 5 gifted memberships? Oh, I missed it. I need to go back and look. And Richie, if you're still here, after listening to all these texts, I agree she's batshit crazy, but I can't understand why Dom would continue to even engage with contact or conversations with her. I appreciate you, Richie, for the super chat, and you're right. And Alicia, thank you as well for the Cash App. You guys help me continue to do what I love to do, which is true crime. So, Melly, love the light tonight. You were at your best. Thank you. Thank you. I had a lot of fun. There's a whole lot of stuff going on in 1 month. We have a lot going on here. And thank you, Alicia, again. And then who got the memberships? I want to see who got them. Chingo. I missed them. I don't know why it didn't come up on my end. Anyways, welcome to the new members. And thank you, Chucks, for gifting those. You gifted 6 memberships. So that's awesome. Raise your hand who got. I don't know why YouTube be doing me dirty like this. Oh, maybe because it's live and I can't go back. Anyways, I'll gift some memberships tomorrow too. Good night, everybody. Have a good one. Yes, please tap the like button on the way out. Turn on your notifications. Raise your hand. Heavy. Shout out to you guys. And thank you, Richie, again. And Chuck's, I think Chuck's left. Did Chuck leave? Show us the nails. Oh, peep the nails. Nail model. Do you love? My nails are cute, unlike Kenzie. It's my favorite color. It's like a coffee color with chrome. Peep them. Hey, Joker. Buenas noches. Yeah, thank you guys. Good night, good night, good night. I will be early tomorrow, so definitely expect me going earlier tomorrow. I couldn't just today because I had 2 appointments. Definitely make sure you follow Rene Enriquez Uncensored. He's a friend of the channel. Go over there and follow. I dropped the link earlier. They look good. Thank you. And thank you, Debbie. Love you. Pretty color. At least you got both hands done, Melly. For Halloween, we should dress up as Kenzie. That's a good idea. Pretty. Thanks, Cree. Shout out to you guys. Love my mods. Love all of you. Thank you for spending your evening with me. Turn on your notifications. Thank you, abuelitas. Tap the like button on the way out. Oh, why am I still tiny? I should have made myself big that whole time. I'm over here yapping. Anyways, we'll continue the text tomorrow. I'll start the an earlier reading so it's not too late. I'm for real on 1%. Anyways, tap the like button on the way out. I appreciate you guys so much. And I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night.
Try to hide away, so all they do is work. But nobody can hide once she gets a hold of that paperwork. So don't you dare come in here acting like a jerk. Dance might make her dance, but new court docs will make her wanna twerk. Dark hair shining in the Cali sun. Melly on the case, so no one and trying to run. You Sims can ask for feet pics, but you getting none. It's 𝗠𝗲𝗹𝗆𝗆 with Melly, let's have some fucking fun. So if you're feeling for true crime, like it's a drug, 𝗠𝗲𝗆𝗆𝗆 with Melly is your motherfucking plug. Going so hard on criminals, they'll call their mama for a hug. She's finding out all the stuff they try to sweep under the rug. Dark hair shining in the Cali sun. Melly on the case, so no one and trying to run. You Sims can ask for